the recently settled $18 million in funds for support programs and initiatives are not even a quarter of the CEO's alleged 2021 income.
What? Excuse me? Can we go back to that real quick?
Yeah. Bobby Kotick's $155 million pay packet was approved by the company's shareholders even after Kotick agreed 50% bonus cut and salary reduction. The recently settled $18 million funds for support programs and initiatives are not even a quarter of his 2021 income.
What do you do with that much money after you buy a $1 million or so house?
Yeah,
that is already. I guess, but like, I mean, what if you're not into boating?
You know what he's not spending that money on?
What?
Improving his games.
That's true. You're damn right.
You know what that money's not going towards? Anti-cheat. Welcome back, guys, with the Blacklisted Gaming Podcast. I'm joined by both doctors today.
Hello.
You guys aren't actual doctors. You're corpsmen.
Hi.
So this, for those that don't know, that is Doc Nelson, who is going to be replacing Doc Eldridge.
Replacing in person.
The in-person replacement. Yes, he's going to be the one that's going to be taking his place.
I don't want to talk about it yet. Okay.
Hey, man.
That's like the one downside of leaving this area.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. You can blame your career choices for that one. And you know that I'm not wrong.
I'm blaming your career choices.
Is that bothering you?
What?
The boom?
No.
Okay.
I'm blaming your career choices. Because
Well,
if you were to re-enlist, we probably wouldn't have this problem.
Explain to me why you think that would be anything
There's
that
an
would
army
change
base in North Carolina.
Why would I want to go? Yeah, I know. It's called Fort Bragg. You think I want to go there?
I don't
No.
know. I'm not saying how often do you get to go where you want to go.
I mean, Fort Bragg is like the largest airborne. I could go there, but I don't want to.
Exactly.
You think I want to go to Fayetteville, North Carolina?
I got the re-enlistment thing in early today. Like record time.
What are you talking about? Oh, yeah.
I was at the very end last time, and I'm at the very beginning this time.
This week we got a bunch of things to talk about. One of them is, once again, talking about the goddamn fucking Activision
We
bullshit.
literally cannot go a week.
Well, I mean, something new happens every week, so it's like, what else can we do? You know?
You don't need the paper.
Cool.
That's just for you, like, so you can have. Oh, I'm gonna go fuck myself then. All right.
Hey, now we're even.
Oh, you got my message. Okay.
First off, we got Activision. Activision settled their EEO lawsuit for $18 million, which is absolutely chump change for these guys.
Equal employment opportunity.
Yeah, I believe that's what it is.
I hate acronyms.
So do I.
I still don't know what the
apparently,
DRM is.
so this is actually coming off from another lawsuit that was filed a week ago.
This is their first one, though. I think this isn't their first one?
This is a new lawsuit.
No. The one that they settled.
No, this is a new one. This lawsuit got filed in last week, and they settled it immediately.
Damn.
That's how fast this one was. Like, we couldn't even break the news that another lawsuit was coming because they settled it as it happened. So
they trying to shut someone the fuck up.
Yeah, and they really are.
That or someone was just looking for
this
money.
one. This one was about this one was a lawsuit for workplace discrimination.
That's so hard to prove, though, too.
Yeah, it is.
It
And
depends on the situations.
I think with Activision, it's not going to be very hard to prove.
Almost with anything.
I really want to give you guys coasters.
I have a coaster.
I don't have a coaster.
I have a Grunge style coaster.
And to be fair, you don't have a coaster either.
I'm also I have a desk cover.
I mean, excuses. Like, my point still stands.
I'm going to ask Alicia real quick to bring a coaster.
I have a coaster. I'm considerate.
Sorry. Sorry. Let me just pull one out of my ass.
No, I know that you don't have a coaster. I'm going to give you one. So yeah, there's more. This is what this was with Activision. Like, I know everyone's like, oh, they settled the lawsuit. Like, actually, that wasn't the same lawsuit we've been talking about. This is a completely different one. So that's going to be fun to talk about.
You can't see what he did, can you?
What? No.
He on camera.
You used the gardening glove?
Yes.
All right.
It looks like your glass is being held now.
Always.
Hello.
Oh, Jesus.
Thanks, sweetheart. Because it was like thumping on the
We didn't want to ruin your desk. It was put the gardening glove on or ruin Alicia's desk.
Thanks, sweetheart. She's such a good assistant.
I know,
Wow.
Very much so.
That's fucked up.
Anyway, so CD Projekt Red is in hot water again because they've IO Interactive has released Hitman on their online game store GOG. GOG.
Okay.
And GOG
what does it stand for?
I don't remember. We'll see in the article.
So no one knows.
So the thing about games that are released on GOG is that they have no DRM.
What is that?
That is basically like you don't need to be online to play them. Once you have the game, you have the game. You don't have to be online to play the games and access all the content to it.
Almost every game is like that now.
What, that you don't have to be online?
Yeah.
Not this time.
Most games are offline capability.
Oh, true. Have some capability, but like access to all the content.
Hitman is a single player game. There is a multiplayer component to it, but a lot of almost all the features of that game are available offline.
That's what I mean.
Right.
Multiplayer.
So with GOG, with CD Projekt Red's GOG, they released it with DRM. So the game does have to be online, otherwise you don't have access to any of the extra features. And it's caused a massive review bomb.
Is this a remake of the original?
No, it's the new one. I think it might actually be the whole trilogy. I don't know. We'll find out when we dive into
Seems to be rehashing old shit the past couple of years.
Well, the CD Projekt Red has literally been shitting all over any goodwill anyone's ever had for them. You got Cyberpunk, and then you got them starting to do this weird shit in like afterwards, and now it's like they're literally digging their own grave at this point.
Fair.
China, once again.
China.
Like, I think it's twice now that the 3 times that you've been here, we've talked about China.
We talk about China every fucking time.
Why are you bringing China with you?
I'm not.
Are you a spy?
No.
Are you Chinese?
I'm very, very white to be a Chinese spy.
They're pretty white.
You're very fucking Nordic.
Like my ass just got off the British Isles, kind of like white. Like,
I mean, Chinese are pretty white.
I do not look Chinese at all. Fuck you.
They're pretty white people.
Anyway, so China has banned PUBG.
Just banning all the games.
Why did they specifically ban PUBG?
I don't know. We'll dive into that when we go. I thought for a while.
Jumping ahead here.
I thought for a while they had banned PUBG already.
So there were like bans related to it, but it wasn't like straight up banned. Because the article that I started to read had mentioned that like there was some stuff surrounding PUBG previously, but it wasn't like no PUBG.
Yeah. Okay. So all right. So the news about that I did hear wasn't really as exactly
like it was related, but it wasn't. It was yeah. Because I made sure that when you had said that, I looked at the time of the article.
Maybe they banned the mobile version of it, but not
previously. That could be.
There was I could have sworn I heard them about banning PUBG. I just can't remember exactly when it was or what it was, but
I'm sure it was related to some of the other topics that we've talked about too.
Yeah, we'll dive into that too. So malware attacks are hitting the EA Origins accounts, taking everyone's information, deleting shit, all the good fun stuff.
Oh, it's other ones too. It's like Steam and
Steam's getting hit too, huh?
Yeah, so it's Steam and the Epic Play Store.
Oh, you know what? Now that you say this, Alicia noticed. I think Alicia said that her Steam did get hacked, and a friend of hers also got hacked because they sent a message to her saying, "Hey, my friend's in this little contest. Can you go vote for it?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, sure, okay." And she went, and the link wouldn't work. She clicked on it; it wouldn't take her to anything. It wouldn't load. So she backed out of it, and she told her friend, she's like, "Hey, the link's not working," and her friend just blocked her. But it wasn't her friend.
Oh, shocking! Yeah,
it was, and so her friend actually messaged her, and she's like, "I haven't talked to this girl in like a year. What the fuck?" I'm like, "Wow, what a bitch! She just fucking had you go vote for her friend in a competition, and then blocked you when it didn't work. That's fucked up." I said, "What a weird." I'm like, "Y'all women are weird."
I almost click on.
Come to find out, that girl messaged her later, like a couple days later, and said, "My Steam was hacked." That was. Like a hack,
not me.
Like don't click. Sorry, don't click the link.
We're a week late.
Well, I mean, yeah, and I think Alicia might have gotten her shit hacked too because someone got the same message from her.
I'm pregnant with a virus now.
Damn, dude, what are you hitting that's making it?
I'm literally touching 0 things.
Something's getting thumped hard.
I'm touching this
I'll
glass.
thump
that's it.
you hard.
Fuck you, bitch. So it's also Red Friday, and that's why me and Doc are matching right now. So we
It's
don't
cute, really.
we don't really.
I was waiting for you to say. I knew you were gonna say that.
Last
eventually.
time,
You knew it?
Yeah.
last time when he brought his friend Sean, like we matched.
he said the same thing.
He did say the
You
same
guys have
thing.
issues.
Didn't he his doppelganger though?
In ways, yeah.
Like
In
if
other
you-
ways,
if you
no.
shaved- If you shaved the mustache,
If you shaved his mustache, yes.
First off, none of you know what I look like without a mustache. Zero, in fact.
You sure about that? I follow you on Facebook.
That doesn't count.
I can see it.
Alicia is not looking forward to me having a mustache.
I personally, I'm
You
sorry
have a
for
mustache.
Alicia because I don't care because I'm excited for the mustache.
I'm doing it just as soon as it's me and him.
I'm so confused.
So when you leave and his first and it's time for him to come and take the seat,
We better have fucking Discord figured out by then. I'm just saying.
why can't we just have me and Nelson for a few before we bring you in?
Wow, that hurts.
Well, come on. You really going to be that upset about that?
You guys can
The
have
answer to
you
your
guys can
question
have
is
your
yes.
alone time when I get deployed.
So when
There's no reason to be vindictive.
when it starts being him and you can't be here, I'm gonna shave the beard and I'm gonna trim the beard down to a mustache.
I'm just gonna go back to the Spotify at that point.
Yes.
It's gonna be glorious
I'm just going back to Spotify at that
with
point.
our mustaches combined.
Combined.
We are Ball Tickler.
I'm not watching the YouTube videos anymore after that.
So you want to go over some regiment news?
Yeah. So New World finally came out, and it's actually been pretty good. It's gotten some really good reviews. A lot of people have been super popular with it. Other than the servers have been kind of overloaded.
I'm not surprised by that at all.
But it's also
it's
only
a
a
new
PC
game.
yeah.
You know, and yes, it is only on PC. And this is Amazon's first game.
True. They're just taking over the world. They're getting into everything. But there's a company for Regiment on there. It's a U.S. East region. The Noon Shaha server. Just Nunnne space CHAHA.
What the fuck is this server?
I don't know.
This is with Regiment?
Yeah, because we have our own company. I
Okay,
guess that's what they
so-
call the factions or whatever.
This
and
can't-
faction is Marauder.
Is that really how it's pronounced? Noon Shaha?
I have no idea. That's just how I pronounced it.
All right, cool. Marauders faction.
And that's pretty much it for that.
You know, with Insurgency being out, you should talk to Chris about making an Insurgency server. No, not. I think I might be wording that wrong. An Insurgency. We should look into doing more Insurgency stuff because it's going to get popular.
That
Have
sentence
you-
really fell apart.
Huh?
I said that whole
Yeah, it
thought
really
really
did.
fell apart.
I had a stroke mid sentence.
Does it smell like burnt toast? Did you actually get in touch with them for your?
Oh no,
Application
dude! I've been
yet?
doing so much other shit. I have forgotten. I need to.
Well, now you've been reminded. So in November, from the 12th 13th in Vegas, Regiment's gonna have a booth at Loot Fest.
I wish I could go.
I know that'd be pretty fucking badass, especially in Vegas. So people can, if you buy tickets, use code Regiment. It's gonna save you $10, and all of our proceeds are going to Stack Up. Which, speaking of Stack Up, we're still doing the call to action.
I've
Right?
decided to keep doing that for the rest of the year.
Fair. Yeah. That means you're gonna be on Twitch a lot more, but
Yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, no one's been donating to me though. I've only raised $110, so
Sad.
I know,
Something.
and no one has donated any of it lately.
that's something. I think I only raised like 500 when I did IW.
still more than me. Last time, the first fundraiser I ever did, I raised like $1,600.
But I advertised it outside of the stream too.
So did
people
I.
came in.
My earliest days of streaming, when I didn't even have a green screen yet. Actually, yeah, I did. It was made out of cardboard. I painted. I used I used a
spray
piece
paint.
I used a cardboard, and then I used actually it was that piece of cardboard that separates these desks, and I glued green construction paper to it, and then I used that.
You didn't
Nice.
have the curtain draped over the couch yet?
Not yet, no. And I was sitting there and I streamed.
You missed some good times.
Dude, this charity I streamed for 16 hours this day. And I didn't have a job. Stephanie really loved it. But
I'm sure she did.
oh man. But I was trying to like.
We have a whole episode with her telling us how much she loves it.
I know. I was explaining though, like I'm raising money for St. Jude's Children's Hospital.
I don't care.
I'm raising money for kids that are dying.
Fuck those kids.
And I did. I was so proud that that I actually raised that much. So at first,
That's
like,
awesome though.
we were
She
supposed
doesn't
to.
care.
Well, we were
Yeah,
supposed to have like
we don't care what she thinks anymore.
She's
well,
a terrible person.
we had time slots.
Right.
Like each streamer had a time slot of when they were going to stream because the channel that was hosting it was going to feature the next streamer.
Right.
It's pretty good.
Well, people started canceling their streams that day. Well, the next person canceled, and I'm like, I'll just keep going. And then I lost track of time, and then 8 hours in, I was like,
She comes home. What have you done all day?
oh, I didn't give a fuck. I was like, someone was like, dude, you're still going at it? I'm like, how long have I been going at it? And then I looked, and I'm like, oh, fuck it, let's just go until I don't feel like playing anymore.
What were you playing though?
Warzone the entire time.
It's fucking
Jesus.
the worst 16 hours ever.
This is when Warzone was actually fun.
That's debatable.
Warzone was fun in the beginning.
Was it?
This is the early days of Warzone.
Debatable.
When they started like tweaking some of the audio fixes and shit, like people were playing it. It was fun. There wasn't a lot of hackers, if any. At the beginning, there wasn't. I remember a time when like the only thing you had to worry about were metaguns. Everything else, there wasn't that many. I ran into one hacker, and it wasn't even in Warzone. It only started getting bad like when Cold War came in. It started getting real bad then.
It got significantly worse, yes, but they were
They were there. I'm not saying that they weren't, but I didn't personally run into many of them in the early days.
It's pretty bad.
Most of it was just like broken meta after
I just
broken
didn't play
meta.
Call of Duty Warzone.
Yeah, be glad you didn't put yourself through that fucking nightmare. So you know what you do need to play? No Man's Sky.
Facts.
You know what you guys need to play? Hell Let Loose.
Hella Loose.
Hell Let Loose. Yeah.
Hell Let Loose.
It's gonna be
Oh, the
free in
World
Oc-
War II game.
Yeah, it's gonna be free in October for
Dude.
for PlayStation.
Dude, this is someone in my chat was actually talking about that, saying that it's gonna be it plays a lot like Insurgency.
Yeah.
But it's going to be larger scale, and it's World War II.
Yeah,
I'm
one
so
of the funnest
done with
things.
World War II though.
One of the funnest things. No one cares. One of the funnest things is there's no hit markers, no kill markers, so it's all visual.
That's
It's like
how
what
it
you
is
can
on
see.
Insurgency.
Yeah, I haven't played Insurgency, so there you go. But
You haven't played No Man's Sky either, but-
I'm telling you, hey, listen, man. When I heard about No Man's Sky the first time, it was a shit show of nothing. Okay,
Yeah, listen.
you're playing a lot of these broken games that eventually get redeemed, and I just don't have a lot of trust for that.
I played No Man's Sky in 2016 when it came out, and I was like, wow, I was so disappointed.
Yeah,
And to the point where that shitty launch stuck with me even until the moment before I bought it. The only thing that convinced me was one of the content creators on YouTube that I follow for the news
yeah.
was talking about it. He's like, I feel like this deserves to be talked about again. And he said, from where they started, do you know anything about Metacritic reviews?
Not offhand.
Metacritic scores typically they're easy to drop the score,
Yeah,
and they're insanely hard to raise it.
right.
So when you get a low Metacritic score, bringing that back up is fucking nearly impossible. When No Man's Sky first launched, it was, I think it was like its overall rating, I can't remember the number, but I know it was rated as bad.
Is it,
Right.
What's it out of?
What do you mean?
Is it a number or?
It's usually out of 100,
Oh wow.
and I think it might have gotten like a fucking 10.
Damn.
And now it's sitting at about a 75, 80. Since they've been updating it, adding the features they promised, and it was one of those things where like it was like the huge mistrust with them, but they stuck with it from 2016, and now it's starting to pick back up. And this guy that I follow, he's like, we want to talk about it. Here's all the things they added. He went over all of the content expansions that are all free that were put in the game, and the list is literally pages long. Pages long.
Don't get me wrong. Hats off for not giving up and doing it, but one, it's not the first thing on my priority list. And two, what? I'm sorry.
Should be.
No, it's like what, $60? Fuck that.
No,
For right now.
It was for now. It was
For now.
$30 when I bought it.
Yeah, no, and I understand that. I'm just saying right now, I got other things on my plate, other things that I'm a little bit more excited for. Hell Let Loose, like I said, was one of them. Because just again, pretty cool game. I played the beta with a bunch of my friends.
Whole free ass game.
We liked it. Yeah, this is gonna be a whole free ass game.
I'm happy that like right now, When does that come out? This month?
Yeah, the 5th I think is when it's free.
I'm gonna keep eye on this.
And
I
then
think it was the 5th.
Back
That's
for
when
Blood's
the
coming out this month.
Oh yes.
That's taken priority. Sorry, dude.
So between Hell Let Loose, Insurgency, and No Man's Sky, I am occupied until Battlefield comes out.
Yeah, and not to mention too, like your boy's trying to buy an AR, so I said I'm not
That you can't even have.
I'm just listen, dude. Like,
What are you gonna do with it?
Oh well, it's gonna be for long distance target shooting, but I've been saving up for this for years.
Yeah, so will the gun. The
But
gun will be long distance.
What
as well.
are you going to be doing with it? Are you sending it to your folks' house?
Oh, it's my safe. Yes.
He's gonna get pictures of it from long distance.
You're just gonna fucking.
Yeah, I don't think you understand. Like, I can go home literally any weekend I want, dude.
By the way, Doc is Nelson's boss.
Which is why I tend to be a little bit more aggressive here. All the pent up anger from work just kind of comes out at this time.
You know that
don't act like I'm a shitty
the
boss.
part in the military when you have leadership and you just want to fucking yell at your superiors, but you can't because military.
Let's be real.
Then when the fucking rank and uniform comes off, it's like, all right, Dan.
Let's be real. We wouldn't be here if I was a shitty boss.
True.
That's true. That is true.
And I also probably wouldn't be here if I couldn't keep it together at work. But
That's true,
I will say this precedence was set by him during that IW hike. Yeah, no, out of work, it's Brandon. From there, all right, fuck you.
Yeah, well, that was also
Precedence was
I had
set.
been at the clinic for what, like a week,
Yeah, I think so.
and then I was
Yeah, and
hosting the hike, and you were out there, and I was like, this goes nowhere.
well, there
Because
was,
I didn't know them yet. Like,
well, there were reasons for that. Granted, me and him had a few talks before that.
but
Well,
at
let's be honest. Lower enlisted, when it comes to their superiors, don't know how to separate work from work.
No.
From
Oh,
not
no.
work.
I totally understand, and why this is why we can do that. So that's why,
Right. Now, I understand where
but-
you're coming from. My squad leader is my best friend.
But no, I 100% understand why he was like, "Hey, this doesn't go back to work." Well, like, no shit, this doesn't go back to work.
Well, my thing was because I was
we're on a
like,
fucking hike.
they're about to see and hear things that, like, I'm not the same person at work. I'm like a professional, like probably 90% of the time.
It's like that in every branch though. Like the only exceptions are probably fucking officers. The only difference is they act more douchey out of uniform than they do in.
I talked to a couple officers.
Yeah, okay.
That's not what we were talking
That's not
about.
what I mean.
All right.
But usually officers outside of uniform are relatively the same, if not worse, from my experience.
I've noticed that too, though.
There's only a handful that I can say that I've known that
If they're prior
are
enlisted, they're usually pretty
normal.
cool.
Yeah, well, if they are, that's the thing. Prior enlisted. That's the biggest thing. Prior enlisted officers are a different breed than fucking commissioned off the rip.
The thing is, I've noticed that even with like the good officers, even the good officers are still kind of the same people.
Yeah.
Like, even if they're like, hey, they're good people while they're in uniform,
They still try to be professional
right.
out of it.
Well, yeah, they still try to be good people or professional even when they're not in uniform, and it's kind of sometimes it's kind of weird, but it's all right, I guess.
I personally fucking hate it because I'm just like, dude, you don't have to be like hua all the fucking time, man. You can
What were those
pump
words?
Hua,
Do you need
hua,
a trash
hua.
can? Are you throwing up right now?
No,
Sounds like gagging.
I'm just fucking.
That
with
was from the semen.
I'm fucking with my gain and stuff right now to make sure that the audio isn't really bad. I'm picking up a lot of that vent behind you, but
We're feeling a lot of the vent.
yeah, no. Alicia turned the air on because she says it's hot. But I mean, for October it is. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but winter's just been pushed to the right in reality.
Yeah, no, that means it's gonna stay cold until June, which I'm not looking forward
Yeah.
to. I mean, dude, it's hunting season, and we still have 80-degree weather.
Yeah. When I was here in core school, fucking 11 years ago, it snowed. Shut the fuck up. It snowed in like November, like
It
right
usually
when I
does.
got out of boot camp, and that was the blizzard during that time too, like the last huge blizzard that people talk about.
In 2011?
Yeah, that was one. Well, 2010, 2011,
Oh, dude, I remember that.
and yeah, I was here for that.
Needed a fucking skid steer to get the snow out of the.
Yeah.
No, I'm still drinking mine.
Yeah.
We needed a skid steer to even get out of the parking lot.
Exactly.
At the apartment I was at.
And when I come back here, even like now, it didn't even snow last year until January,
The snow, the snow last year,
if at all.
we got a lot of it at the last minute and a lot of it consecutively. That's why we had so much snow last year. Overall,
We didn't have any snow last year, really.
up here, I couldn't keep up with it. It sucked. Thankfully, I was single at the time, and I only had to really have one lane open in my driveway because
Wait, you were single?
in the wintertime. Yeah.
I've pretty much only known you when you were single, and that was like when you were a couple weeks single.
No, you got to think Stephanie left like early January.
Okay.
You and I didn't start really talking until like February.
This is, okay, a month. My bad.
So like that whole month,
Walking
like we just got hammered with fucking snow every day. Even when before Stephanie left, like we kept getting a lot of snow here, to the point where I was like, I have nowhere to put this shit. And then after she left, it was very convenient because that means I didn't have to clean the whole driveway.
Should have.
I only had to clean one side of it, and then I was like, I didn't know where to put it. All the snow was piling over into my neighbor's, above the fence into my neighbor's yard, and I was just like, dude, I have nowhere to put this shit. So I eventually just sectioned off my driveway for just me, and then snowblowed all of it over on the other side, and it was so bad. Like whenever plows don't plow my road until 2 days later.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
It's not important.
And then when they do fucking plow it, it's like a 4-foot tall wall of ice and snow at the end of my driveway, and I can't get in or out. So I have to get up earlier, or like when at the time I was working mornings, I had to get up at like, I don't know, 3:30 in the morning just to go fucking remove the snow to get out of my driveway and not be late to work.
Horrendous.
Or if I was working until 10 p.m., I would have to stay up. I'd have to, like, my first hour of being home after work was clearing the fucking mountain of snow at the end of my driveway. And it was like that for weeks. It just did not stop. And I'm like, please, God.
This is one of
everyone
the
in the
main
north. Though,
reasons
we've had kind of the opposite last few winters.
Yeah, here. I mean, it's been hit or miss. Like once,
when I got stationed in Rhode Island, they were like, "Oh yeah, beware of the winters." It snowed for my 2 years that I was there. It snowed 2.5 inches total.
that's
The
for
entire
in Rhode
time.
Island,
Yeah,
really?
exactly. And so
Global warming, guys. Whatever.
Well, I mean, global warming makes it worse on both spectrums, though.
I know it does. That's why a lot of people like. Usually, winters are colder and shittier. Summers are hotter.
And that's when you hear the people are like, global warming is bullshit.
Why? Because the winter's freezing cold? Like, no, that's exactly why that's happening.
Yeah, but they're not smart, so it's okay.
I know that.
I mean,
smart.
it's fair.
Oh, I did have a little bit of a IW news, too.
Is this the Tiltify thing?
Yep.
Go
It
for
is.
it.
So we've got an official IW Tiltify. It's just Tiltify / Irreverent Tag Warriors. So people
Nice.
can, like, go to their Twitch, and if they have an account, all you got to do is go to the page, and you can create a fundraiser, or you can just donate directly. But
Did it stick?
Yeah.
it's the semen on the glass.
Perfect. You were talking about setting something like this up, last week?
Yeah, I had to call Nate for it to see what was going on. We still got to figure it out because it's not popping up on TikTok, though.
What, IW?
Yeah. Because TikTok, their nonprofit stuff is powered by Tiltify.
What's your, what's not, the Tiltify link's not popping up on TikTok. Is that what you're saying?
So Tiltify powers the nonprofits on TikTok. When you click on it, it says powered by Tiltify on the bottom. We're not popping up on there, and I got to figure out why. I don't know if it's
Could be
like
a
a
glitch.
separate thing.
Could be a glitch.
Yeah, I read a couple articles, and it looks like it's like you have to inquire for it specifically. Like it's called a donation sticker or some shit.
Oh.
So just kind of contact Tiltify, but I think they're gonna have us featured for Veterans Day.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's coming up.
it's gonna be pretty badass. I'm ready for some free food.
I'm ready to know about why your host story is called Emma Stone.
Almost choked on my gum.
Is that what that was?
That's what that was.
So what's up with the Emma Stone
Hold on a
host
sec.
story?
You're drinking and chewing gum at the same time.
I got a
Yeah, but
fucking
this is
lip in
fruity.
and I'm drinking.
It's
Yeah, but you don't have a real lip in though.
It's coffee
replaceable.
flavored nicotine though.
Yes. Anyway, why are you drinking a bitch beer with
By the
'cause
way,
it's fucking delicious.
with gum?
by the way,
Because they're both fruity.
Actually, I've been off for about 3 weeks.
you
that?
quit?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. And I know that's a bit of a shocker after the last few episodes where I was constantly just fucking.
Oh no,
throwing
we've
one in.
noticed. I've had to deal with this.
Why did you quit?
So one, I've wanted to quit for a little bit here, but
I specifically, for some reason, remember you not saying that, saying like, "Oh, I ain't quitting."
no. First off, that was not me. No,
It must have not been you.
but
then.
no.
Who the fuck it was?
I had wanted to quit, but I was just like, I'm just not fucking ready to yet. And
No one's ever ready.
Does this have anything?
true.
Does this have anything to do with the girlfriend?
So the girlfriend and my sister had been harassing the fuck out of me, and I was just like, fine. So what I did was, instead of like trying to tape her off, I just blitzed my last can. Like I was on with the guys online one night, and I was like putting in like entire quarters of this fucking can, just like blitzing through. Like,
Why?
I'm gonna have one last good go at it, and I just like blitzed through this can.
That sounds
And
terrible.
Actually, it was actually really nice. It was actually probably one of the last good tobacco memories I'd had. But
Usually, the first one is when you throw up for the first time.
yeah,
I've heard.
with dip it is. Yeah, I mean 100%. Like you don't start your first dip with a pleasant experience.
No,
Dip is something that people usually coerce you into.
it's kind of
I
dip
don't
is
understand.
funny. It's dipping is an odd phenomenon because it's
I've
like
never really liked any of this.
even when you first start doing it,
Yeah.
you don't like it.
True. No, it's,
I don't
But
continue
for
things I
some
don't like.
reason, it's like then it turns into like it turns in from something that you don't like, and then it turns into something that's like it's the only good thing I have left.
That's
That is
called,
a perfect.
that's called
description.
chemical dependence.
I mean, it's not wrong.
In some places, we would call that drug addiction.
But it's like especially when you're in infantry and you have to go to the field and you're like, I gotta take my mind off something.
Oh, I'm that asshole that will buy logs, and I don't chew or smoke. I'll wait till everyone's out.
And then you sell them.
Absolutely. Supply and demand.
That's wrong. I'm not saying
You do
it's
that,
a bad practice.
Doc. I'm gonna tell you right now. You do that in the fucking infantry world.
I was with infantry.
You were not with the right ones because they would not. They would be like, you. Oh, you're the guy that's been, especially overseas.
No, they don't care because they want it.
Here's the thing about overseas. When it came to our dip, our shit got imported because Italy doesn't fucking dip. They import it to send it to the PX. And customs over in Italy like to hold on to it because they know that we want it. So they do it as an inconvenience. They hold on to it until every stock is gone. And then we're sitting there like, what the fuck? And then they finally release it. And then when it all comes, everyone buys it out. You'll have these guys that do exactly what you do, and it doesn't go well for them. It doesn't. Shit gets stolen. I promise you. Because it's like one of those things where
You don't advertise it.
dip. It's very hard not to be the guy that people find out. It's like prison. You can't hide. You can't hide while you're there. So
How about this? It was so bad that one of our coworkers accidentally dropped a can in the next room over. I heard it and could tell the sound of a dip can hitting the floor.
Oh, God.
That's how bad it is. You're not hiding it. They know you have it, and you will be missing it.
all the way down to the sound of it in your pack. And when it rattles around in there, it like, that sounds like a tip can. I know that. I know what that sounds like.
Is it a problem?
And then,
yes.
And if that doesn't get you, someone seeing someone else with some, it's like, where the fuck did you get that? I thought you were out.
well,
Word of mouth. We'll tell on you.
yeah, they will.
So you'll never hide it.
My experience is different.
So when the dip would run out, like at first it didn't go like this. I remember we called it the Great Depression of the Great Depression.
I'm so fucking mad about that.
Stop it.
Of 2014, and like it
I
was
don't want to be on
when
this topic anymore just because of this.
it got so bad, like you could see it evolve. Like lucky for me, I chewed Redman, and that was always in stock because people, I don't know why, but it was.
Do you
If I was
chew
out of
some it?
Copenhagen or Grizzly or whatever you were chewing, you would eventually go to Red. Sure, I don't.
No, you know what
I
they did?
personally
You know what
didn't
they went
like
to?
loose leaf.
They went to snuff.
I actually snuff is one I couldn't stand. It gets caught everywhere.
I know it's like
It's like trying
fucking
to
sand.
dip sand. Yes.
None of this makes sense. I've never done
It's
any
like
of
trying to
this.
dip
That's fine.
sand. We could bully you into it.
It wouldn't work. It's never
Well,
worked on me.
I can go
I
get
mean-
a can. I would go get a can of fucking Copenhagen.
I'm
winter
coming
green
here
right
drinking bitch beers and
So-
continuously throughout my career.
now.
Not
So
gonna work.
here's how the shortage evolved. Okay, so you had all the brands. Like you had obviously Copenhagen. Everybody loves that. Then you had fucking Kodak, Grizzly,
Skull.
and Skull. So Copenhagen would be the first to go. And like whenever we get a restock, it'd be the first to go. And this shit would literally be gone within a day.
Yeah.
Then people would go to Kodak or Grizzly, one or the other. Skull would always be last.
Baker Bear.
Then
Well, it's
Skull would
because
be gone. And the only thing left on the shelves was Snuff. And it would sit there for about a week or more until people finally ran out. Because what people were doing was they were buying logs, lots of them, and hoarding them for their own use, not for what you were doing. There would be some that would, but they would always get fucking caught. And often, like, you don't dip. What the fuck are you doing? Like, someone would hand them maybe like a $10 bill, because like logs were $50, and they'd be like, hand them a 10 or something like that, or just give them like trade something for it. And just as a way of like, sure, they got something out of it, but they actually weren't profiting because they were getting ripped off, essentially.
Depends. You gotta know what you're doing.
So
The Navy's like really good about trade on ships.
well,
When you're-
the Army likes to take that shit for brute force. Like a lot of times, like dudes will hide in their freezer. Someone will be in the barracks and like look at it and be like, "That's mine now. I know you don't dip."
Gotta be smarter.
So
Yeah,
That's why the Army has the
especially around
lowest
people who
ASVAB.
dip, you find out who dips very quickly.
yes,
Like-
yes, you do.
You know, and especially too because they would know as well. Like if you go for a dip can, you're like, hey, get away from that. Someone who's like, hey, no, they use it. They'll be like, hey, no, I will fight you for this, and they'll be like, oh shit, you use it, cool. I'm gonna get out of here because if I'm nice to you, you might give me some later, might. Whereas like, if I try to steal your log on a deployment, you'd be like, hey, get out of there. If you like try to steal someone's log who's like actually trying to like use it, they would tackle you away from the sea bag. They wouldn't be like, yeah,
Like I will fucking
no,
kill you.
get out of here.
It's
Yeah,
like-
no, like I will murder you. This is the only thing getting me through this
So-
deployment.
During the Great
So you
Depression,
don't leave your shit out.
Depression. Well, again, like I said, if they even hear a rattle, they're gonna fucking be like, he has dip.
I'm just
it,
upset. That
it,
this is the
it
second
eventually
time we're
turned
hearing
into
this.
like the PX were limiting people to how many logs they can buy.
Yeah, it's
Oh, I can
not
fucking see that.
shocking.
That they had to. It was the shit would be gone in a day, and it would be 2 months before more came in.
I'm surprised they didn't jack their prices.
With the PX,
Yeah.
no, they weren't going to do that. I mean, it wasn't up to it was the PX. They don't really run individually. It's like it's all run by the same corporation,
Yeah, I know that.
and it's up to them to raise the prices. But if they're not having that same issue all over the place, they're only having that issue in Europe. Why would they raise the prices for just a minority of consumers?
Oh no, I meant it like that store. Sorry.
They can't. It's not up to them.
Sorry.
Like it's up to corporate to do that, not the individual PX. But yeah, Redman never got touched. I was always fucking
That's
stocked on
actually
that.
surprising as fuck.
For some reason people didn't like it.
Either they were doing something to that Red Man shoe, or the people you were on deployment with were fucking idiots. Because
Probably the idiot.
They,
I mean, right? But
in fact, it was more of like, man, I don't. It's like spitting oil. And I don't like that. Every single person that said that, like, damn, you chew Redman, you fucking chew the real shit. I'm like,
Do you actually
yeah?
chew it?
Yeah, you literally
for,
like
for Red Man, like loose leaf, you actually do chew it.
you chew it. That's why it's called chewing tobacco.
Whereas, like, technically, what like I was doing all the time was like, dip. I wasn't chewing on it. It was just
The absorption of the nicotine in your gum, and then like you can spit it or swallow it. And there's not much to spit with Copenhagen, with actual dip. Whereas if you
I mean, you can still gut your dip. That's. I mean, it's
you
still,
could don't gut Redman though. That shit's weird and nasty. It tastes good though.
It does. It does.
It tastes like raisins.
I did not. It's a little. It's not as.
I don't like raisins.
Almost a tart. I don't know if that's the right.
It's a little
word.
sweet.
Yeah, it's a little bit more sweet than like raisins, but yes, it also has a bit of the texture like raisins.
Yeah.
Like a little less wrinkly, but the texture of raisins.
There's
Not
something.
convinced.
There's something about loose leaf tobacco that makes you fucking salivate, and like it is no joke. Like
Yeah, when they show like the cartoon depictions of like the like huge wad of spit that comes out, they're talking about loose leaf.
yes,
That's what they're talking about.
that's what it was. Because originally that's what it was. There was no dip. It was all loose leaf tobacco.
Yeah, it wasn't like
I don't
shredded.
know
And you
in
know
this
what? It
conversation.
wasn't. It wasn't
people
always
always-
in bags like that.
No, it wasn't.
It was in chaw blocks. Like you just bit it off of a block.
Yeah, because what they would do is they would take the less quality tobacco leaves that you couldn't really make good cigarettes out of. They'd fucking compress them down, and that's exactly like that. You take a chaw block and just
Dude, I actually tried one in Germany. Fucking disgusting.
Really?
Yeah, the block,
Yeah.
not as good as they thought it would be.
Really? I mean, don't get me wrong. The last time I took a bite off of a block like that, it wasn't exactly like the best. Like, I wouldn't be like, oh, that's the way to experience it. But like,
That's the OG way to experience it, honestly.
true. They
I feel
also
like I've contributed a lot to this conversation.
actually they used to.
I know you have.
Actually, we start as Americans. We started dipping a lot more during the. I'm not saying the Dust Bowl was the originator, obviously, because like I mean, if you look at like any Copenhagen can, it says like what 1822 on it. But like a lot of people when they were working out in the fields, like in like really dusty fields, to keep their mouths like wet and salivated.
Yeah.
So that way they actually. Ironically, at the time, granted, we're talking about a time period where 30 was old and you were about to die soon. Like, so perspective here. But like, actually, that was better for your teeth to have a wet, tobacco-filled mouth than it was to have a dry mouth, because then
Your teeth wouldn't rot.
You would keep your teeth longer. Again, in a world where you only lived to like 40 or so, but still, I mean, but yeah, that's why they did it. So
Interesting. I didn't know that.
yeah, they did it. They did it for that reason, to keep their mouths
the
wet.
more you know.
The more you know.
But that's also the reason why too, like they didn't dip like how like I was dipping. Like they chewed tobacco, was because if you're out working on a tobacco field, snatch a couple leaves because it's not going to hurt your profit.
A lip of chew lasts way longer than dip.
Oh yeah, no, you can actually chew on some like loose leaf like that. You can chew on that shit for like hours. Whereas like I could put in a dip. I could even put in a pretty good sized dip. And it would be like 45 minutes, and you'd start running, and you would just run out. It just wouldn't.
It wouldn't have the same flavor, nothing. Like I remember every time we went on any kind of exercise, 2 bags of Red Man would be it. That's all I needed.
I just think of Sandlot
well, because
every time I think
unlike
of chew.
dip, like Red Man, you can put, if you are like done and you're like, hey, like I got my nicotine fix, you can take out the leaves, put it in whatever, and put them back in, and they'll still have nicotine in them.
Yeah, that's gross though. I never did that.
I'm not gonna lie. I actually had a relative. His name was Roy.
Please tell me he didn't save his jaw.
No. So actually, yes, he did. I don't know if he saved it like long term.
I actually still have a bag of Red Man down here.
Oh. Okay.
Talking like this makes me really want it.
But,
He's trying to pressure you.
yeah, I know he is. Oh no, I could feel it. That was a fucking.
No, I was actually thinking about it for myself.
A lot of weight up just put on my shoulders right there. I could
he had that
feel
pause.
that hit me.
I got some Red Man here.
No, I was more of actually thinking about this for you.
No, never.
Come on,
No.
just one.
Nope.
Just try it one time.
Just not my
I
thing.
would just say, just try it.
Just you don't. I'm not like trying to pressure you into an addiction. I just want to see you try it.
I'm not a fan. I'm good.
Have you tried it?
You can't even say that you're not a fan because you've never done it.
I'm good.
All I'm saying, like a little bit of loose leaf. Just
So
put that in.
you're gonna sit there.
They might be dry now though. You had an uncle again. Say what were you saying?
I'm gonna sit here.
It wasn't.
Drink my bitch beer
All right,
and
you
not
fucking Boy Scout. Fucking
Eagle Scout.
it's
That's
just-
actually none of them.
Here we are drinking whiskey and shit, and he's like,
Yeah, no, we're over here drinking Old Forester,
like
fucking Bourbon on the rocks, and this dude's drinking a fucking Jack Daniels. Turn that fucking label towards me.
Yeah.
watermelon
Fucking
punch.
watermelon punch.
I have no shame.
Fucking Christ.
So your uncle,
Yeah, so actually, I don't know if he was my uncle. Actually, 100% this man was always around my great Aunt Marie. No one said that they were married. No one said that they were together. I have no idea what my relation to this man was, but I would always see him. Yeah, 100%. But I would always see this man fucking, we're talking.
Was he boning your grandma?
I have no, that's not my grandmother.
Yeah, whatever. I don't remember what you said.
Anyway, get out of here. I don't fucking know. Like, because no one ever said that they were together or that they were married or divorced or whatever was going on. So no one.
It was a secret
so,
relationship. This is her
no,
friend.
but you just lived there. Like, so it was just, I
They
don't
were
know.
fucking.
I don't know. She's pretty old, but anyway.
Old people fuck.
No, I know. Like, I mean, still, just saying. Like, I don't know.
It's
And
drier
everyone-
than usual.
hey Doc, let him finish.
And everyone pretended like we were fucking related. So I was like, cool, whatever. This dude had a fucking massive, like, imagine Ed and Eddie type of like
With a
lip
jawbreaker?
protrusion
Oh, wow.
jawbreaker of chewing tobacco. You just see him spit in this cup, and then you would see him pick up another cup, put it in the cup without spit. And then he would just go off, do something. He would clean something or go work on something, talk to someone. And he would come back to his like little fucking chair, pick up the cup without spit in it, and re-put back in that fucking chaw. And would just sit there and just fucking chew on it for hours at a time. Granted, this dude had a monster-sized fucking wad in his mouth.
He's like,
But,
don't
like,
waste it.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, if you're chewing something that large You know what I mean? Like, I mean, come on, like that has enough nicotine for many hours. That's not just like oh, I had a small one and it'll, you know.
Did I ever tell you the story about the first time I ever tried chew? In my life?
I'm 100%.
me.
I don't remember offhand, but I'm pretty sure that I know how. One, I already know how the story goes. Even if you've never told me, I know how the story fucking goes.
I didn't throw up. Oh, wait, yeah, I
I
did.
think.
So first off,
told it
you gagged
before.
on it. I damn well know you gagged on it.
Do you know how old I was?
How old were you?
Are we still talking about the chew?
Dude, I was like
We're
5.
talking about Brock's sexual awakening, but we can't talk about the chew though.
I was talking. So I was like 5. I was like.
You were 5?
Yeah. I didn't even know. I couldn't come yet.
I didn't.
It was just like one of those feeling. You know the feeling you get when you come.
Is that but just nothing?
That, but nothing comes out.
Yeah, I was a child once too.
So my first experience with chew, like I had, my whole family are tobacco farmers from Tennessee.
Really?
So I had an uncle that lived in Ohio. I can't remember where, but he had a tobacco farm.
It doesn't matter.
He
It's
had
all
a
the same.
farm. He has a farm in Ohio, which, by the way, his farm, come to find out, is a gold mine for natural gas.
Huh.
So the federal government paid my aunt after he passed like a ton of money for that property for the gas. So they pumped
But did
gas.
she have a choice though?
Yeah,
No.
she did.
Well, I mean, sometimes people don't have
So
a choice.
anyway, he being
Yeah, they'll be like, "Hey, here's your allotment of money. Now leave."
so he being a farmer, he grew
Yeah.
his own tobacco.
Oh, okay.
So he
which
had-
is odd actually, because I don't know of many tobacco farms in Ohio. Only because Ohio's mostly
His was
corn
only
and
for
soybeans
him.
now. Oh, okay. So private. I got you.
He didn't grow it on a large scale. He grew it he would stock for himself.
Now people do that for weed.
Yeah. So I remember distinctively seeing like leaves in his barn hanging upside down, and I would ask him like, "What's that?" He's like, "It's tobacco." Because I was like, "What are those?" Because tobacco leaves are massive.
Oh yeah, no one tells you that offhand unless you like see it.
Unless
like,
you see it, like no one prepares you for the fact that tobacco plants are gigantic. So
I've never seen a tobacco plant.
the leaves are about the size of this fucking desk.
Wow.
Well, they were so profitable because you didn't even have to use pesticides for them.
Yeah, bugs don't want them.
Well, because that's what nicotine and caffeine as well too. Fun fact, they fry the nervous system of any insects that try to eat them.
You know, plants are actually smart.
Okay, first off, we're getting a little ahead of ourselves.
I'm sorry.
Anyway,
That's sparks.
so he would grow his own shit, and like he would be on his tractor out in the farm and stuff, and like whenever me and my grandpa.
So did he grow actual produce along with this?
Yes.
Or- okay, cool.
That is produce.
So he
Well, I mean,
corn and shit.
I guess when I think of produce, I think of something.
Corn and shit. He's already had enough of that.
I have had
Corn.
enough,
He grew corn, soybeans.
I have had enough of corn and shit, please.
Have you had enough? What about French fries and shit?
And piss.
I'd prefer not, but I'm not in charge of this roller coaster.
So he would have this brown paper bag, and I would always wonder. I'm like, Uncle Mac. His name is Mac. I'm like, Uncle Mac, what is that? He's like, oh Brock, you don't want this. And I'm like, what is it? He's like, it's chewing tobacco. And I'm like, I want to try that. He's like, no, you don't. You don't want to try that. And
I
then
think I want some of that shit.
And he's like, and I begged him, and he's like, okay, I tell you, once you start chewing it, you can't eat it like anything else. You got to spit. And I'm
Right,
like,
right.
and he's like, don't swallow any of this. I was like, okay.
That's what I told my
And
ex-girlfriend.
I took a bite out of it.
Hold on a second. You tell your ex-girlfriend not to swallow? Fucking weirdo.
So I don't know why when you guys put those down, they reverb so hard. So anyway,
Is that
yeah,
interesting?
that is interesting. I don't know why it's doing that.
I don't think. Whenever you say we hit the mic, I never hear it.
Yeah, like we.
No, I'm good. I got. Cause you gotta think. I still got a whole. This is a whole drink still. Like
And this is a whole bottle.
this is a whole bottle, but this is also.
I mean, that's pretty
full.
much all of that bottle. honestly.
So I took
That's
a
actually true.
I took a bite of this tobacco and it fucking
Like a
exploded.
bite?
And- yeah, I put it in my mouth and chewed it like he told me to do. And it just like loose leaf tobacco just gushes when you chew it. So I chewed it and just like this like liquid explosion. And I was like, ugh, I immediately just fucking spit it out and started. He's laughing his ass off at me. I'm 5, by the way, chewing tobacco on a farm.
Different time.
In
Different time.
2020, CPS would have been called.
100%. He's dead now, so it doesn't matter.
Someone's gonna listen to this and they're like, cancel. We're calling.
Nelson, how have you been? I haven't seen you in a few weeks.
I have been all right, actually.
All right,
Other
not
than quitting
good.
tobacco. But.
Yeah, I mean, the quitting tobacco thing, definitely. I noticed I started drinking a lot more.
You see, you give up one vice, and your body picks up others.
So how about
You don't say.
So how about this? So I've actually not been drinking too much. This is actually probably the first night in probably about a week I've really been drinking.
A week.
So long.
Hey, I'm just saying, like, it's not part of my normal routine to drink alcohol. Fuck you. All right.
Fucking sailor, are you?
What the fuck you mean? What kind of sailor am I over here drinking a bitch beer?
Let me tell you something, Doc. You would have been drinking that in World War II times. They would have beat the shit out of you. Just
Wouldn't have
saying.
changed.
And then they would have actually, I bet it would have changed you.
No. That's
You-
when you
you
learn
would've-
to fight, and then you still don't change your ways.
I don't know. They would have knocked.
That's how
your teeth.
America
They
got
would have
formed.
They would have
Old-
knocked your teeth straight.
Them old school salty sailors are a different breed.
No, I'm saying if this were then, you learn to fight, and then you
Well,
don't
also
let other
then,
people influence you.
Back then, Jack Daniels didn't make shit like that.
I'm
so
just saying.
If you
True,
ever,
true. If you were drinking Jack Daniels, it was just fucking.
I'd have had a sex on the
whiskey.
beach.
if you showed up with, if that had Jack Daniels on it, and be like, "What is this fucking shit?"
I'd have been rich as fuck.
Whatever.
But
But so what else? Well, like besides the girlfriend,
yeah, I've been drinking coffee like a motherfucker.
That's true.
I drink like entire pots of coffee by myself now
I mean,
because
hey,
I don't.
that's- I mean-
I don't have dip in the morning to like get my shit going anymore.
so
like,
you overload the caffeine.
So I
to
overload
balance.
caffeine
Yeah.
like
So
a
much that his
motherfucker.
ID card even ends up into it.
Actually, yeah.
How did you do that?
So I
How the fuck did you do that?
So after drinking my pot of coffee, I was like, I have to take a piss. So I get up because we were working on a project of uploading and downloading shit on the computer. I'm not getting into it. And so fucking Brandon here decides to be, hey, I'm going to be an asshole. He goes into the office that I'm working out
He
of.
left his card.
And I left my card in there because I was just like, I have to piss now. I'm getting up now and going to the bathroom. This motherfucker goes in here, takes out, respectfully though, I'll admit, he did take out the coffee grounds and throw them away and then put my card in the top of the coffee machine.
I'm not a complete ass.
So I even told him, I was like, that was a good spot because he hid my ID card in the coffee maker
Why didn't you take it with you?
because I had to piss.
Because you have to log back into the computer all over again. It's
Yeah, I know. I get it. Government
You know.
computers are not exactly.
Yeah, it's not fun.
Because then you log in one time and you try to go back in, and it's like it doesn't work. I don't.
And I
recognize
just
you.
know that like the note that I was looking at currently was going to reclose if I logged out of everything.
Yeah, our
And-
medical systems log out too.
And so getting back into Ulta, not only that with all that BS, and also too, I was just like, I have to go now. There was no like thought process of like, oh, you know, let's just even pull the card, whatever, you know, I'll deal with it later. No, it was just like, I'm leaving now. But Ulta decided out of nowhere that we now have to type in reasons why we access the only notes that I work with.
It's the medical system. That's where your medical.
I-
record
I-
is.
It's for
Okay.
mental health, and it upsets the hell out of me. Before it was just like, hey, do you want to break the glass and look at this sensitive note? Cool, yeah, that's my job. If they want to audit me, go ahead. I'm literally a BHT. That's my fucking job, to look at mental health notes. Now I have to type in a fucking reason, and I kind of want to tell them to be like, fuck you, it's my job.
every time.
Every time you access a note.
Every time.
It's
And
not
you
just
have
like,
to say,
oh,
like,
hey, you might be audited.
who you are,
Heads up, you might be audited. So if you're doing stupid shit or you accidentally clicked on this, get out now. No, now it's like, hey, can you tell me why you're doing this? And I'm just like,
What your role is?
Because this is my fucking job. Like, what do you mean? This is literally all. I don't even access normal medical records anymore. Like, fuck. So I leave, and he hides my fucking ID card in the coffee maker. 'Cause he's being a dick. However, though, I will admit, clever spot.
And then the same day, I get a email from him that says I'm his real life hero.
So, you hid his ID in the coffee pot.
Yeah.
In the coffee maker, like where you put the grounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, he put it up there in that little
And you close it.
plastic cup up
Did
there.
you
and closed it.
Did someone try brewing coffee or something?
No.
Nothing.
No.
Nothing happened to it.
Nothing
Okay.
happened
I
to
just
it.
put his card
It's just
in
he
there.
hid it from me in there, and then fucking Curtis got on there and sent him an email saying that he's my personal hero, and I was fucking like, because he sent me something back and it was like, what do you want? I was like, what the fuck? Like,
I do have news for you though.
what's that?
It wasn't him.
Who was it?
I'm not allowed to tell you, but it wasn't him.
Why can't you just fucking tell me? Was it Cluth?
It was our first class.
Really? God, the betrayal. At least she has a good sense of humor, though. However, though, I'm hoping, that people are ready because I can play these fuck games and I know how to play them respectfully, but I know how to play them. I'm really waiting for someone to fuck up and leave their uniform in their office. Because then I will bicycle lock it to whatever rack it's a part of, to where you cannot get it off of there unless you have the combination.
How do you bicycle lock a uniform?
Put it through the arm loops, and then fucking. What do you mean like act fucking?
He's
like,
clearly done this before.
Yeah, I have done this before.
Yeah, it's a genius. Like, how you gonna get it off
Actually, so we had a boot
without cutting the lock
or cutting your uniform. So we had a boot third class. His name was Celestio. By the way,
boot third class.
So no, this is the reason why I say
E4.
this. Hold on. So he made third class right out of core school.
Y'all
because he was
make
in the
E4
top
automatically. We don't.
because he was in the top
No, we don't.
fucking 10%.
Oh, yeah, we do.
So I was mad at him because me and him graduated about the same time. That bullshit of like, oh, if you get really good grades, you get to be a third class was not offered to me at all. And I was number 5 in my class, if I remember right.
What was he? Low?
Again, top 10%. Not low, but obviously he had good grades. He was in the top 10%. Cool, no problem, but he got this. And so he's like, oh, I'm a third class now. So what we did, because he got a big head about it, was we took a bicycle lock, ran it through both legs of his pants, of his NSUs, through both arms, and then we took all the pins and buttons out of his fucking NSU top, laid those in the bottom of the fucking closet, and bicycle locked through the arm loops and both pant legs to that fucking bar up there that didn't come out. And so he was sitting there talking to our HM1 barber, and he was like, HM1, they bicycle locks my uniform up to the fucking cabinet. I can't get it off.
What was Barber's first name?
Chris.
Not the same one.
He was actually he was actually a corpsman who was with the SEALs. So
Different Barber then.
no, I'm not gonna lie. 100%. HM1 Barber and I did not get along terribly well. I could tell that he didn't absolutely love my existence. However, it was definitely a really cool dude. He was the first class. As much as I couldn't tell if he liked me or hated me, the man taught me a lot, and I will never forget my first time going with him into an operation or into a minor procedure. He's like, "Hey Nelson, I'm gonna go poke a dude's butthole. Do you want to come with me?" I was like, HM1, I don't really know how to like
Navy shit of all time.
I was like, HM1,
I'm gonna go poke this guy's asshole. You want to join?
Because I knew that he was talking about doing something like regarding medical, and I was like, cool. Like, I want to learn this stuff because I was a brand new HA, but I was like, I don't know how to respond to this though.
No response is a response.
Yeah, true.
Anyway, boys.
The Emma Stone story is it's going to be related to your topic later.
Okay.
It's a short story. It's
Needless to say,
exciting.
though, I did see this man poke a dude's butthole.
I
With his
poked
hand?
many a butthole.
With his
What's up?
finger?
What's up?
With his finger?
Yes, there was a glove on in his defense, but no, it's some Marine had a hemorrhoid, and so we were going in there, and he's like,
That's actually how you find them too.
"Yeah, no, seriously."
I
You
know.
Finger pop some man's asshole.
Do you know? Or oh, I forgot you weren't.
I only know
you weren't a pipeline.
I only know because I had one, and that's what happened to me.
Pipeliner of what?
BHT.
I am a pipeliner.
Really?
I've been tech my whole career.
So
Oh,
Like I said, I've been blessed with experience now with rank.
before we
understood.
gentlemen, before we go into
Weirdo.
the topic, I gotta know who.
What's up?
So Nelson,
Yes.
who is your celebrity crush? Top, the one, no matter what.
Probably would have to be Scarlett Johansson.
No, fuck her. I can't.
Why?
I don't think she's attractive.
What?
Really don't.
So
I
you don't
fucking hate Scarlett
So you don't
Johansson.
think a big ass and
Listen,
big tits
man.
is
I
attractive?
literally have this discussion with my girlfriend every weekend. I
Hold
can't
on,
stand her.
hold on. Who's yours then?
Emma Stone.
No. That's just the story.
All right, so who's yours?
So who's
It's
yours?
He said Gwyneth Paltrow last night.
But I changed it.
To
I don't
what?
know. I don't know her name, but I said it in the chat. It was the
Look
the
it up
chick-
right now. No, bring it up.
It's
Bring
the chick that
bring
plays
it up. I don't care.
Starlight.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I got you. Never mind. Cool.
The chick from
That's not awful, but like, why? What's wrong with Scarlett Johansson? And first off, you're mad at me for liking
let's
a
see.
big ass and big pair of tits. Why is that a bad thing?
No, if the lights were off,
If the lights were off.
I don't think she's attractive.
Aaron Moriarty.
Hold on a sec. Wait a minute. Did you just tell me that my celebrity crush wasn't good enough for you because if the lights were off?
No, if they were off, it would be fine.
So
How?
this is Aaron Moriarty.
Gosh, she's so fucking hot.
This is the one he's talking about.
Yeah.
All right, so mine. I can't remember her.
You want a chick with some fake blonde hair?
I think she actually might be natural blonde with highlights.
So she put shit in her hair? Like, I don't know. I'm just dogging on what he wants now, so that's all it is.
E-blonde. What the hell?
What's up?
What is an E-blonde?
I said fake blonde.
I thought you said E-blonde.
Oh, no. How'd you mix that up? Jeez.
I don't know.
I clearly said fake.
So this one, I mean,
Who's yours, Phil?
mine.
It's not bad.
There's a lot right here.
There's.
You know the chick that plays Ghost in Marvel?
Shit.
She's pretty hot.
This is mine.
And she's British.
Okay.
What's she play? I don't know.
She's in the movie Blade Runner 2049. Here, let me.
What else is she in? I mean, she's hot.
So her name is Anna de Armas. She's married to Ben Affleck,
If you white, you Ben Affleck.
but she's where is she from? I think she's Guatemalan or something like that. But she is fucking gorgeous. So she was in a lot of movies. She was in the movie Knives Out. She was the nurse in Knives Out. She was in the movie Blade Runner 2049. She's also in another movie with Keanu Reeves. You get to see her tits. I don't know why that's relevant. But anyway,
It's relevant because you remember it.
so that's
It's always
that's mine.
relevant.
So yours like if she said "fuck me" right now, even though you were with someone.
Oh, so first off, definitely, if Scarlett Johansson was like my celebrity crush, and you're like, hey, dude, would you take that opportunity? More than likely, I would say yes, only because, yeah, that is my celebrity crush. I don't understand why you think that's a bad thing. What about her?
Probably because he thinks it's a bad thing because it's a typical answer.
Because it's a
Probably.
what?
No, I just don't like Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, we're not talking about personality here.
No, I don't think she's attractive.
Well, what about her would be unattractive?
Listen, to each their own. Honestly, to each their own. I mean,
No, I'm legitimately just inquiring here. Why? What about her's
She's
unattractive?
just not attractive to me.
So you don't like big tits and a big ass,
But yeah, I don't
and
like
a
her
not
face.
ugly face. So what? Are you telling
I
me?
have to enjoy looking.
Are
at
you
them.
telling me that Starlight here, you're gonna stare deeply into her eyes every minute that you're trying to fuck her?
No, but I know what she looks like, and it just makes it that much hotter.
so
Okay.
If I know if she's
I want
ugly,
you
I
to
can't
keep.
fuck her.
Listen, I want you guys to keep your celebrity crushes in mind for this quiz that I'm about to give you.
Okay.
Say less.
All right. So
You need to calm down.
I'm going to ask you. I'm going to go over a scenario with both of you, with a series of questions, and I want your answers.
I don't know anything about her.
This isn't a quiz about her.
Okay, that's
It's
good.
a scenario that I'm going to run by both of you.
Okay.
So let's get into our first topic.
Okay.
So our first topic is Activision.
Yeah, we saved that shit for the end.
Understood.
We save that shit for later, yeah.
People gotta stay tuned for that shit.
Understood.
So-
Understood.
Yeah.
Little cliffhanger.
Don't change that channel.
Activision, Blizzard, and EEOC reach an
can you,
agreement. Oops, my
So
bad.
I can't see shit. There you go.
Activision Blizzard and the EEOC reached an agreement to settle a lawsuit for $18 million. So last week, a new report surrounding the Activision Blizzard lawsuits came to light when the Securities and Exchange Commission announced an investigation of some of publishers' leading figures, Bobby Kotick. Bobby the Cuck Kotick. The U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission has also been investigating the game publisher since September of 2018, and yesterday the two entities reached an agreement in the form of a consent decree. Of a consent decree. An agreement resolves a dispute between them without admission of liability. That's what this is. So they agreed to resolve the dispute without admission of liability.
So basically, that means they're literally paying someone to shut the fuck up.
Correct.
This is a Bill Cosby scenario.
I'm not gonna lie.
This
I
is
definitely
exactly
agree with
what that
100%.
is.
Yeah, no, 100%.
This is
Like,
why
this
this is
is
why
exactly-
his sentencing got overturned.
Yeah, this is exactly why he's out.
That's
now.
actually not true, but
Actually,
Yes, it is. So before that whole thing happened, the district attorney that was pressing for this, he settled with this same consent decree, an agreement that resolves the dispute without admission of liability. So basically, he settled without admission of guilt by doing this exact thing.
Which kept in effect his right to the Fifth Amendment to not admit guilt.
Correct.
So they settled this completely separately. So then when they made the
When
case
the
against him the second time,
The new district attorney
with the new
pushed it.
people, they used evidence from that first settlement as evidence for his.
okay, you're being more specific now. So yeah.
Yeah, they used
I got you.
evidence from that first
Right.
settlement as something to convict him for these new
Yes.
to light crimes. So when they used that, they broke his Fifth Amendment right, which overturned his sentence and allowed him to walk free.
I'm just saying.
So
you
this
can
is
pay
the exact same thing.
Yes.
You can pay me $18 million to shut the fuck up.
I mean, to be fair, same. I would also take $18 million to not say anything.
I'll put myself in a situation to where things happen, and then you pay me $18 million.
Well,
I wouldn't do that.
and
but-
I honestly think this is a problem right now in this case, because this is showing right now that Activision is on track to get away with this scot-free. If they're
Scot-free?
well, without obviously tainting, everyone's going to know it, but I feel like they're going to settle this with the SEC, and they're going to settle this with the state of California.
And honestly, if they do, the way things work in America, give it 6 months and nobody's going to remember it.
Not even that. The next Call of Duty, they already will forget.
Because so much shit happens nowadays. That
Everyone forgets, and it's fucking crazy because the people that I know that are very like all about being against things that Activision's being accused of doing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why don't you play a different game? No, I'm gonna keep playing Call of Duty. Like, why? I get it, support the developer, but you are still paying the machine. You're feeding the machine. It's still gonna keep happening.
True.
It's not gonna fucking stop.
But also, too, in their defense, though, there's so many more things that are being brought to light every day, though. You got to think, though, something like in the news back in the day when you read something in the newspaper, that was the only news you got. You didn't get,
yeah,
5
TV.
updates in a day.
we had TV.
I mean, yeah, I guess. But even not everybody back in those days watched TV. Watching TV back in the 50s was the same
the
thing
50s.
as, well,
are
I'm
the
just saying, the further back you go, the less news you get. So that way a singular event would stick out in your mind.
Correct.
Right?
20 years ago.
So
Even 20 years ago was different.
That's what I'm saying. 20 years ago.
Right, right, no.
this agreement also it still has to pass through court approvals, but according to Kotaku report, this agreement also brings to light some other troubling monetary details regarding the salary of its CEO.
Oh, you mean
Ooh.
the bonuses that he gets when other people get fucking laid off?
Probably.
Unfortunately, though, is that like...
That's a real thing. We covered it.
No. I mean, I'm not saying like that's fake. I'm just saying like if that's a business practice, then unfortunately there's nothing illegal about that.
No, it's just still shitty.
No, I understand, but unfortunately, as we covered before, I'm not going to not buy the new Call of Duty game, so...
I'm not. For other reasons, but yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to buy Call of Duty because I haven't for a long time, but it's just the idea.
If the zombies looks good, I'll probably get it.
I mean, I think probably...
You are literally...
You're feeding the machine, man.
Not even that, but you're like, it's like, you're defeating the whole purpose of like, fuck Call of Duty, I hate it, but if the zombies are good, I'm going to get it. Like, it's not, that doesn't change anything.
I'm actually 100% waiting for zombies to become its own fucking game.
It never will.
No, and that's not true. They've actually talked about they're trying to do that.
I don't think Activision will let it.
It's literally already been in the talks.
We'll see. So anyway, yesterday Activision Blizzard released a statement confirming that an agreement was reached with the EEOC that includes developing tools and training programs to assist efforts and improve workplace experiences. Bullshit. What does this mean? Well, moving forward, Activision Blizzard plans to commit a fund of $18 million to compensate and make amends to eligible claimants.
I like how they put that in quotations.
Yeah. Make sure I'm actually...
That means if you claim shit, pay them.
Any additional monies will be dispersed to charities that defend and support women in the games industry and initiatives that advocate for workplace diversity.
That's how you say money in multiple form, monies.
A third-party equal opportunity consultant also stated that report back to Publishers Board of Directors alongside the EEOC regarding the execution of these programs. Click the link at the top. Fuck you.
Why is it with you and ads?
Fucking click the link. No. The press release goes on to state the agreement is subject to a court approval. Nevertheless, Kotick claimed in, stating, "There is no place anywhere at our company for discrimination, harassment, and unequal treatment of any kind, and I am grateful to the employees who have bravely shared their experiences." No, you're not. "I am sorry that anyone had to experience inappropriate conduct, and I remain unwavering in my commitment to make Activision Blizzard one of the world's most inclusive, respected, and respectful workplaces."
This sounds like a commanding officer's call when he's talking and we're like, yeah, okay, sir.
This is, you mean after he got done fucking one of the lower enlisted?
Here's the most broad brand flakes version of, hey, I'm saying what you think I should say. That's exactly what this is.
Yes.
It seems so fucked up bad.
Let's see.
It's a PR thing.
We thank the
Oh, yeah.
EEOC for its constructive engagement as we work to fulfill our commitments to eradicate inappropriate conduct in the workplace.
Take a sip.
No.
Despite this statement, Bobby Kotick's tenure as the leading executive of Activision Blizzard has become synonymous with a long history of harassment and discrimination, from sexual misconduct that led to the loss of life and apparent gender-based pay gaps over the summer.
He looks like someone that would touch people against their
Loss of life.
Someone killed themselves.
Yeah. Oh, is that what we talked about the one time?
Yeah,
Okay.
the one where it's like, even I'm like,
No,
we're
we had that discussion
stretching a
before.
little
Like,
bit, though.
oh yeah, no, we're leveraging the death of somebody.
Yeah.
So apparently, the recently settled $18 million in funds for
Was that your
support
first?
programs and initiatives are not even a quarter of the CEO's alleged 2021 income.
What? Excuse me? Can we go back to that real quick?
Yeah. So it said, here we go. Eurogamer reported that Bobby Kotick's $155 million pay packet was approved by the company's shareholders even after Kotick agreed 50% bonus cut and salary reduction. The recently settled $18 million funds for support programs and initiatives are not even a quarter of his 2021 income.
So is that
What
after
do you
the
do
half?
with
Is that after
all
the 50?
that money?
Huh?
Is that after the 50% bonus?
Yes.
In pay cut salary.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're like,
That's damn. And I also agree though too. What do you do with that much money after you buy a $1 million or so house?
A yacht.
That is already. I mean, I guess, but like, I mean, what if you're not into voting? Shit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Who has to maintain the boat? Because it ain't gonna be him.
I mean, I guess.
I don't know.
But like, but again, what if you're like me and you're not into boating? You know, what if I become a billionaire and suddenly like
You know
I'm
what he's
into
not
voting, I'm
spending that
gonna-
money on?
What?
Improving his games.
That's true. You're damn right.
facts.
You know what that money's not going towards? Anti-cheat.
Developers.
That's gonna be a clip.
Hard
Anyway.
facts.
So, yeah, fucking. I feel like this is gonna snowball into him.
How many hookers do you think he buys? Because he does not look like a man that's getting ass.
Let's see if he's married.
I mean,
Or he could be taking ass. Don't get me wrong. Clearly from this article.
apparently
that
he's,
they could be taking
apparently
ass.
he's taking ass and taking lives at the same time.
All right, let's
Shit.
look.
All right, we're going to
Is
stretches here.
Bobby Kotick married? Oh, wow, that's the first thing. Wow. I didn't even finish this.
All the women are trying to find out.
I put is Bobby Kotick and it said married. I didn't even get to fucking.
That's either all the people that are like, I want some of that, or people
Could-
are like, this man's not fucking married.
Could I woo this man into marriage without a prenup?
This is
How
weird.
much of this fun
Wealthy
can I take?
Bobby Kotick net worth 2021 age height weight
That's
wife.
clearly none of the.
Why do
things
they know his weight?
I don't know that, but like,
Look, he just
oh,
looks
oh
like
my
so-
god, what is wrong with this man's face?
So this guy
he was born that way.
Th-
First
tell
of
me,
all.
tell me, this guy doesn't look like a fucking evil cocksucker.
Sociopath, yeah.
All right, so he's
Curly-headed
58
fuck.
years old. He's 58 years old and from New York. Shocker. He's 5'6", not very tall.
Wait,
60
Hold on,
kilograms.
let's not disrespect New York like
It
that.
says he's married.
Let's disrespect New York.
Oh,
like
he
that.
is married.
You know why he's
oh wait, no,
probably-
they're divorced. Divorced in 2012. Yeah, baby.
See, that's why he's getting all these bonuses, because they're all fucking going to her, probably.
I doubt it.
That's how divorce in America works.
Net worth. Net worth. 2021. 8 billion.
What?
8
You can't
billion.
even spend,
Billion?
you can't
With
even
a B?
spend $8 billion.
Salary 64.9 million.
You can't even spend that much.
No.
You really can't.
Dating girlfriend not available. Is Bobby Kotick gay? No.
You know, he probably filled that one out himself.
I'm curious as to like how. There we go. Gay.
Look, HBO
no.
Max, not an ad.
Yeah, no.
DC Titans.
60 kilograms. How much is that?
I don't fucking know.
Times it by
This
two.
is America. We don't use the metric system.
Times it by 2, and
So-
then add a few.
So he is divorced.
Ah,
Nina.
the dude's only 5'6". Wow.
Did we think she was going to be ugly with this amount of money? Come on.
No, I was talking about
This
his
is
height.
not his wife.
Oh, okay.
This
Sorry.
is Halsey.
Hey. Let's look up Nina Kotick then. I want to see what she fucking looks like now. Because I bet you she's fucking smoking.
All right.
Man with that type of money ain't marrying an ugly bitch.
Let's look up his performance.
I'm just saying.
What the fuck? I didn't even get to fucking type in the first letter of the last name. First name.
That's Google, though. Because you were looking up Bobby Kotick, so that's...
Yeah, they already tracked down what you're looking for.
I know.
I want to see a younger picture.
They've been married for a while.
Nina Kotick.
Is that current? I mean,
it
Granny can
seems
get
like
it.
I mean, that's a fucking really small photo.
Granny could get it.
Here, this is.
She looks good for her age, though. Not like I'd fuck
I
Betty
mean,
White.
but
Would you fuck Betty White?
it doesn't fit the stereotype.
No,
You know
it
what I mean?
Yeah,
doesn't.
she's not 20. We understand.
Well, that's also it's true.
What is this?
Why are his eyes so fucking close together?
Because he's
Fuck.
a
Beady-eyed little fuck.
Fucking 2016.
They really are, though.
Sheryl Sandberg is dating gaming mogul Bobby Kotick.
I just think
This
of an
is
alien.
this is an ex-girlfriend. They're not dating anymore.
Why does he look like a fucking fucked up version of the guy, like the fucking?
He's the guy that got
Bandit?
bullied in school and fucking decided to be a multi-billionaire mogul.
No. What he reminds me of really hardcore is the fucking one dude with the fro off of fucking Home Alone, the fucking sticky bandit.
Oh,
fucking,
yeah,
that's what he
fuck.
fucking looks like. But if you just like took that guy, cut the fro down a little bit, and made his eyes like 3 inches closer,
It would be him.
it'd
yeah.
be him.
You know, he
You're
looks
not
like
wrong.
he looks like the Snapchat filter when you make your face like super scrunched and it warps everything else, and your eyes get really close together.
Dude, what a fucking douche. I hate that guy
What a
so much.
douchebag.
And it's got the weird sounding voice.
Oh yeah, I bet his voice has to be high as fuck.
I bet that's where they got that fucking filter from.
They probably did. They're like, man, you know, this would be funny on everybody.
And like you see the people eating the bananas.
Well, actually, that was a fucking monkey, though. Actually, it was a great ape, but still, anyway.
So
We watch different TikToks.
we're gonna talk about
Oh, what kind of TikToks are you watching, huh?
so
Ones with Bob
We're gonna talk
Cottick's
about,
fucking filter.
we're gonna talk about the Hitman launch for GOG.
Oh, all right.
I still don't know what fucking GOG stands for.
I don't think it really stands for anything.
GOG.
So
GOG.
GOG is CD Projekt Red's online store like Steam,
Right.
and they don't just post their games on there.
Looking at what it fucking stands for.
Go for it.
Please.
So Hitman launches on GOG with key parts locked behind online DRM. Hitman Game of the Year just launched on GOG earlier this week, but its fans are not too happy after they found out that a lot of stealth games' important parts have been locked behind online digital rights management checks. This has rubbed a huge part of the gaming community the wrong way, considering that GOG has always made a big deal about being DRM free. GOG.com
Fucking hate acronyms.
is an online storefront that first only allowed game devs to sell older PC gaming titles. Now, however, it has evolved and is selling newer and more modern games as well. GOG also constantly boasted that they do not and will not support any forms of DRM. Oddly, Hitman Game of the Year edition seemed to have blurred the lines between what is and what is not DRM.
It's good old games.
Good old games, okay.
Is it really?
Yes.
Causing the community to criticize the game and bomb their reviews. Hitman Game of the Year is currently sitting at a historical low score of 1.4 out of 5.
That's fucking terrible.
This overall rating is not expected for a game that was met with critical acclaim when it was launched.
It's like when No Man's Sky was launched.
You can play through the game with basic options, but many features such as unlocking weapons, items, outfits, starting locations, and more are locked behind the online requirement, complained one Hitman player. The GOG page does not make this clear and is extremely misleading. Playing the game offline means you never unlock new content and will have to start with a default loadout of a regular suit and silenced pistol always.
But it doesn't do like every other game where even when you play offline, that data will get uploaded when you go online later.
No.
Apparently not.
Apparently, no, it's not. So you can't unlock anything unless you're online with this. Like there's no, like, and it's weird because when I was playing on PlayStation, like there was a time where like my internet went out, but I was still playing Hitman. And I was still unlocking locations and weapons and suits and all that shit. But on here, you can't unless you're online, which is something that they've always said we will never support that because,
Maybe it's a PC thing?
it probably could be. But the point is, like, this online store has always said we don't support DRM.
What is DRM?
I just said it.
Digital rights
management.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no, he literally said it. You were trying to look up.
Oh, yeah.
Good old games.
I would have never guessed that that's what it stood for. Honestly.
So
No, same. I would not have.
GOG responded to the Hitman community's complaints and promised they are looking into it and will provide further information in the coming weeks. However, they will definitely not tolerate players who bomb reviews just because of their dissatisfaction about the game.
That happens so often.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on. They won't what?
Support review bombing just because they're not satisfied.
Like
about
people
the
don't
game.
like the game. Like, this is bullshit. I'm giving it.
So
writing
not
it back.
even
Yelp
Hold
review.
on a second.
So
that
not
sounds,
even-
that sounds exactly like what you're supposed to do. If you don't like a product,
It's not
fuck
about
that
okay.
product.
So it's not about the product. It's about the practices involved with the product.
yeah, no, that's still the same
So-
because that's entangled with the product.
For
though.
example,
That's not-
so here's
Yeah, it is.
Your
here's
dislike of something doesn't mean.
here's
that
the problem.
process is
Yes,
bad.
but if your process means like we stated before, if he still lived out in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, I don't know if he lived out in the middle. Anyway, let me finish my story. If he was in the middle of nowhere where he didn't have good internet, suddenly he can't play that game. Suddenly that product is dog shit.
It's not the product. It's his internet.
It's still the product though because the product won't let you
so
play it.
the point I'm trying. It goes more than that. It's not what they're getting at is not about the product. What they're getting at is about, let's say, there's an example. I can't remember the name of the game off the top of my head. The sequel to it, or even the developer that made that game.
Yeah.
They make a different game. That game is bad, or something they did, like their workplace practices or something, made that game shit. What they'll do is they'll go to the older game that has nothing to do with that game and review bomb it to give it a low rating.
Like
about
what people
this?
are doing with Activision.
How about this? I will still make the same argument. The Nazis had an anti-smoking campaign, therefore still fuck their anti-smoking campaign.
What?
I'm sorry. What?
The Nazis had an anti-smoking campaign. They didn't want Germans to smoke.
Okay.
I'm confused.
Would you support the Nazis because they're anti-smoking?
Oh,
No.
and I would support their movement of anti-smoking.
No, you wouldn't, because you're still supporting Nazis. How dare you?
False.
Anyway, you know what I mean? Like,
Would I
it's
still
it's the
support the
idea.
Nazis? No. But
It's like saying you support a
I
president.
feel like
overall or
that's not
nothing.
a good example.
Yep.
And the
I-
reason why I say this is because what people are doing is this. Here's a different example outside of the game.
I just don't see it. It's not all or
To-
nothing.
Imagine-
to me, it's very much so in the field of, hey, we want anti-smoking, right? Cool. Well, let's vote for a party who has anti-smoking, and saying the Nazis, and then them like, well, that's not a good reason to say that we shouldn't do this. Yeah, but not under that pretense, right? This product has still stated, hey, you need to use the internet to essentially use this product.
Okay, so what's your
That's-
favorite? What is your favorite game of all time?
My favorite game of all time. Hold on, I'm gonna finish my analogy first, and then I'll totally follow along your analogy.
You notice that
okay?
he brought
Okay.
up
I will make a
nicotine
deal.
again?
No.
I will make a deal with that. Okay.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
That's like saying, hey, here's this. You need to use the online portion to be able to use this product. That's like saying, hey, you need to support the Nazis to support people not smoking.
No, I
Very
fully-
much so. Yes.
Fully disagree with that.
How so?
I don't think that is the same.
I think it's very much
You're
the same.
well outnumbered right now.
So, all right.
But that doesn't make you wrong as
So,
well. You don't-
Let's go with what was
did
that?
What did you
That's
do?
my ring.
So let's
Okay.
let's go with this. What is your favorite game of all time?
Say Dark Alliance 2.
Who made it?
Wizards of the Coast.
Okay, what other games did they make?
Dark Alliance 1.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm sorry.
All right, you like Skyrim?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like how he totally abandoned the first part of this analogy.
Well, because it was just like a game I've never heard of.
Understood. Look it up sometime.
All right, so would you
won't.
say that Skyrim is a really good game
Yes.
and it deserves a really good rating?
Yes.
Okay.
Debatable.
Now,
Continue.
so Fallout 76.
Mm-hmm.
You remember how that started?
Yeah.
Remember how bad it was?
Is.
Is
d-
so
correct.
here's an example. Bethesda got acquired by Microsoft,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
They're making the next they're making their next IP only Xbox exclusive.
Okay.
Now, people don't like that. So
Yes.
what they're doing now is they'll go into Skyrim's reviews and rate it to as low as possible to show their dislike for the practice for the future title of a game that's not even related to it.
How about this? I would say that would be a totally good practice when you're going against the principles of a game company, excuse me.
It's not fair.
It is fair because if you don't like what I'm doing, you're not going to support my products. Whether or not the product is good or not. I could tell you I have the cure for cancer, but you got to give me your firstborn child. If he thinks that that's not a good trade-off, then that would be a bad thing, right? So why would you downgrade this product? If the product is good, but you don't like my business practices, is that a bad thing? It's the right of the personally, it's the right of the consumer to say no, fuck all of your products because what you're doing right now is wrong.
I feel like this is the same.
I can
this
see
is what
that
cancel
point.
culture does.
Well, I can see that point.
No, but sure, you could totally compare it to cancel culture. But the reason why cancel culture is fucked up though is because cancel culture
They go into the past and they
they go after anybody for literally anything, and they don't.
But it's
stay
usually
true
in the past.
I mean, that's
They
like
look
that's
old
like
shit up.
that's like saying that the Revolutionary War was wrong though, because that was cancel culture because the Stamp Act, we just didn't like it, so we decided to do something about it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not supporting cancel culture. I'm just saying, if you don't like the practices of a business, you don't support that business. And if they offer reviews for a product, then that's on them for opening up reviews on a product.
So I look at review bombing older titles like this. Imagine, like, you were in a unit, right? And a guy from another, like, I don't know what you guys have. It's companies for us in the Army.
We'll say
Ship. Someone on another ship does something really fucking stupid, and your ship gets punished for it. Does that seem fair?
I mean, it didn't seem fair when a nurse gave a kid frostbite from fucking liquid nitrogen that I couldn't do minor procedures on my own, but we did it anyway, so.
I'm saying that, like, something that happened on a ship that you're not even on, right? A ship that you're not even on. Someone does something stupid. You have no control of that. You aren't even involved with that. You don't even know those people.
How about this? When it comes to a company, I get what you're getting at, but when it comes to a company itself, if you stop doing fucked up business practices, this won't happen.
That had nothing to do about their past game, though.
It didn't, but if you didn't fuck up the current game, then I wouldn't say shit about your other shit.
Well, even the past games could be under a different leadership, a different development team. All those people that put all that work into that have nothing to do with what's going on now.
True.
So,
but
why
make
that one look bad?
I'm saying that I don't think it's a big deal because I know that, like, when it comes to things like Skyrim, sure, you're right. You're not going to taint the image of Skyrim in most people's minds. I get that. But when it comes to, like, past games, though, again, it's really hard to sit there and be like, oh, but these mean internet people are downvoting my other games versus, the current game that they have an issue with. Honestly, I don't really care, because again, if you're a company and you're doing something wrong and you're mad that you're getting bad reviews, whether it's on a past game or not, if you know that it's because of a shady business practice that you're doing right now, then it's still your fault for doing the shady business
in
practice.
this case of what I'm talking about with Hitman, it seems fair because now it's just like, okay.
Again, sure. Am I saying it's not a low blow? Of course not. Maybe it's a low blow, and I agree with that.
I feel review bombing as a whole is
it's like virtue signaling.
it's based I think it's projecting the protests and projecting your frustrations in the wrong direction. And the reason why I say that is because
I'm not saying it's the right way to do it. I'm just saying when it comes to the companies themselves, if you know that you did something wrong and you're mad that you're getting bad reviews on older games, you still know that you did something wrong. So all you would honestly have to do to stop this bullshit is just fix your shit. But they don't want to do that.
But
so I don't have sympathy. Now when we're kind of talking about, like, morally right, I mean, I kind of agree with you on that stance. Like, it's not necessarily the right thing to do.
It seems like their actions are being directed in the wrong direction.
Definitely, and I do agree with that.
And they have to, if they really want this to change, they need to just project this somewhere else. Yeah, because it's like you review bombing a game that does nothing to do with this.
No, I do agree though, because I mean, you could just review bomb the game that you're disgusted with. Like, agreed.
That's not enough. They got to take down the whole company for everything that they've ever done.
There's even more to it.
Yeah,
than
fuck them.
There's even more to it to this, and this actually did
what
not.
Does this bitch have to do with anything?
I don't know. So there's actually more to this story than that.
Do you want any more of this, Rob?
No, I'm good right now.
I mean,
I've been drinking this apple cider. Really good.
Saying.
No, I'm not gonna
So, CD Projekt Red actually came out, and it's not covered in this article, but they came out and said that they will remove negative reviews.
That's a little sketchy.
That's what Activision does.
So
I mean, that's fucked up though. Like,
yeah, I don't agree.
How are you gonna, like, offer a review?
They feel, because they said they won't stand for it.
It's the same thing as censorship.
Like, they're not.
Yeah, exactly.
Them saying they will not tolerate review bombing and will be removing posts that do not follow our review guidelines. So, but it's like they determine their review guidelines.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like if it's almost, it's like kind of like how I've seen Activision do this with their trailers. their trailers got ratioed in a way of like their YouTube video would get a massive amount of dislikes, and what they'll do is they'll delete it and re-upload it.
Oh.
Because once they do that, all the dislikes go away and the likes go up, and they'll bot like it, and then they'll remove comments.
Wow.
You know what one of the most disliked videos on YouTube is?
What?
It's a Call of Duty trailer.
Is it Infinite
Really?
Warfare?
I think it might be.
Is it really?
I think it is. Yeah.
Jesus.
I'm pretty sure it's Infinite Warfare.
You might. Yeah, I think you're right.
And now we're gonna look it up.
I'm pretty fucking sure it's Infinite Warfare.
I didn't know that. That's
Yeah.
damn.
Let's see.
Like
Most
it's like the
dislike.
massive dislike.
Most disliked.
Well, what
YouTube
was it?
video.
Infinite Warfare was pretty bad though.
Let's see. YouTube Rewind 2018. Everyone controls Rewind.
Those always get fucking disliked. every
This
year.
has changed now.
Yeah.
It's Baby Shark, Shark 2, Sadak 2 trailer.
Baby Shark has the most dislikes.
I would dislike it too.
With a 30. Okay, so let's see. 20 most disliked videos on YouTube.
Yeah, it does change, obviously, as new videos get shittier.
The number 20 is Friday by Rebecca. The number 20 is Friday by Rebecca Black.
You know what's funny? She actually has a phenomenal singing voice.
And you know what's even more funny? Like, she showed up on TikTok.
I haven't seen her on TikTok.
I saw her on TikTok. And
I
mean, I believe it.
she's a lesbian now, for one.
What?
She doesn't look at all like the same person.
Well, she was 13 in that video. so-
True.
Was she
True.
really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Her parents, like, it was supposed to be a joke. Her parents did it just to be nice.
But it was just like
And
she's
been on
been.
singing shows.
I found her her TikTok showed up on my For You page, and I'm like, wait, that's Rebecca Black.
She's old now. Yeah, she's like
in
your
her-
age, I think.
She's like
Old
20.
now. Wow.
She's in her
okay.
mid-20s, Doc.
Yeah.
You're older than that.
now I know, but she's like your age.
So number 19, Mash of
I didn't know
and
that,
the Bear recipe for disaster. I don't know why. I never even heard of that. So Dame to Casista by El Chambo.
This is gonna take the whole world into effect.
So Chow Chow Garam by Infobels.
The fuck is all
the
this?
Baba
fuck is
Black
that?
Sheep by Co Chameleon. Despacito by Lou.
That's funny.
These are not at all videos I expected to be on the fucking like absolute dislikes.
Let's see. It's Every Day Bro by Jake Paul featuring Team 10.
Never
He made a
heard it.
song.
I never heard it.
That's actually kind of funny though.
Fuck.
Oh, yeah, he did make a song. I do remember. that.
Flores by Vatao and Luisa Sanza.
I don't even know. Like,
Look at this. Look at the number of dislikes. 5.5 million dislikes.
5.5 million. Jesus.
Can this video get 1 million dislikes by PewDiePie?
That doesn't count because that was on purpose.
Yeah, by 5.5 million dislikes.
That's funny.
Humpty the Train.
Again, that
On a-
doesn't count because that was on purpose.
Humpty the Train on a Fruits Ride by Kitty's TV Hindi. My curiosity sparked on some of this.
The wheels on the bus.
Wheels on the Bus by Co Chameleon.
We're gonna get done. Why, man? Is Chameleon been on here like 3 times?
Twice. What like?
But please don't do this. Don't do this.
Blair it.
This is a challenge. This is for kids.
Even they hate it.
But why? Is this most? It's got to be like.
It's their parents.
It's got to be super catchy or something.
No, it's the parents. The parents are fucking like, I don't want to hear. I'm tired of hearing this shit.
Because probably their kids are like, I want Wheels on the Bus.
Wheels on the bus go round and round, round and
I see why it's on this
on the
list.
bus go swish.
But this is for kids.
Hold on. How did they fuck up Wheels on the Bus? Why does this sound so bad?
I'm telling you, it's
What do you mean
that's
it sounds so bad?
6.2.
This is it's so slow. Wheels on the Bus, like when I sang it as a kid, like when I was a youngin' kid,
Faster
was
paced.
much faster, a better tempo. Why did this just like I don't know? Like I
like
heard it
5
for
years
like
ago?
Probably to
What's
make
up?
it. Probably to make a full animated video for 4
Do you
minutes.
hold on a sec, Brandon? Do you understand? You're only like 4 years older than I am. You know that, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's not even. I'm 26. Fuck you.
I'm older than both of you.
I know.
We didn't talk about that.
I know.
We
Wait,
aren't
how
going
old
that
are
far
you?
into the future.
How old are you?
33.
Really?
Yeah.
Fucking grandpa.
I wasn't very far off. I thought 32, but still.
Yeah. It's really close. So
Yeah,
what's
a
this?
year.
Lockdy Decati by Jingle Tunes.
Please don't do this.
Well, it actually took me to the real video.
Oh,
Challenge
dislike it.
No, it's
Listen.
But no, go back to it. Dislike
listen.
it.
Oh, it didn't even. Okay.
These are six. That's
the Bath
6.2.
song by Co Chameleon. Another one.
These are. I'm telling you, These are parents that fucking are tired of hearing this shit.
Learning colors, colorful eggs on the farm.
This is why having kids is a mistake.
How do you say that?
We're just giving him more ammo.
This is
Jesus.
We've seen plenty of children's videos so far, but this may be the longest. Running a total of 5 minutes, 10 seconds. The animated video teaches young children about colors via cartoon eggs with somewhat creepy smiles.
With somewhat creepy smiles.
Have kids, they said.
It'll be
It'll be great.
Let's say it.
You'll end up liking more YouTube videos than you can imagine.
Where are the souls behind those things? Oh, God.
Why is
Oh
Old
my
McDonald
God.
playing in the background, but we're teaching about colors?
I'm never having fucking children.
No, you hope you're never having fucking kids.
Wait, this is a 5-minute video
False.
of this?
What is that second color?
Shit.
This is what, black and blacker? I don't get it. Is that...
Ow. Those look like two blacks to me.
Oh my God, this is like 5 minutes of this. Now I know why I got so many dislikes. It said YouTube Rewind 2019 for the record. What? A YouTube generated video has nearly broken the top 5 most disliked video. Funnier than that, this video was a response to a 2018 version of the same kind.
Yeah,
And-
those have historically been in the top.
In this video, users see highlights of the most viewed videos of 2019, an improvement from its predecessor, but still not hitting the mark. Apparently, this video sits in number 6.
It's because they're not good videos. Like most viewed doesn't mean that they're good videos.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Just because it's got the most views doesn't mean that it's good.
Yeah. Fuck you going?
I'm gonna take a piss.
Johnny Yes Papa by Lulu.
Oh yes, Papa.
Baby by Justin Bieber.
I would dislike that too.
That's funny.
Baby Shark is number 3.
That makes sense.
Sadak 2 trailer is
The
number
fuck?
2.
Sadak 2? What the fuck is that?
I don't know.
Apparently not a good game. You're not even on camera.
That was a really quick
I know,
piss,
that's
man.
fine.
सुना था
I'm already
प्यार कचरे को
disinterested.
भी सोना बना देता है
Oh, this is a fucking Bollywood film.
तो ऐसी मौत मरने के लिए नहीं
Don't
बनाया
torture
मेरे
us for 3 minutes.
दोस्त। मुझे माफ कीजिए
I'm gonna skip ahead, don't worry.
तुमने किस पागल की बुकिंग ले ली यार
We're going down a rabbit hole.
All right, I gotta know why. Only took 1 week after this video's release to the YouTube trailer to become the second most disliked video on the site. Damn, 2 weeks, 1 week?
Wow.
Damn.
According to the India Times, much of the outrage stemmed from the casting of the film.
I mean, India has a shit ton of people. so-
Nepotism runs rampant in Bollywood, and fans have had enough. What is that? What is nepotism?
Nepotism is inability. Think of the opposite of competent.
So being incompetent? Incompetency?
Yeah, we're expanding our
We're-
vocabulary here.
We're literally on Google right now. I'm
And number 1 is YouTube Rewind 2018. Everyone
I'm
controls
surprised it's
Rewind.
not 2020.
Interesting.
Just Google most disliked Call of Duty trailer.
All right. Let's see.
We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. I don't know why it's not letting me go back.
Clicking it more is not gonna help.
No, but if I click X, it will. I like to do that sometimes. I like to fucking... If it doesn't go back, I like to hit the X button and just do it again.
Yeah.
Most disliked Call of Duty trailer. Infinite Warfare. There it is.
Called it.
I mean, I'm not surprised either.
Well, it's because it went like Advanced Warfare was.
Look at
like,
this.
People were curious.
2016 showed the most disliked video game trailer. Call it was. Let's see. Let me zoom in here. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, which stands at over 3 million dislikes, became YouTube's second most disliked video within 2 weeks being released. In 2016, PewDiePie achieved a video in the top 3 by specifically asking his own viewers to dislike the video.
So it did change. So it was up there.
Like we said, that one didn't count.
No, it doesn't count.
But yeah, like so obviously, yeah, shittier videos have come out since.
Yes.
But
So anyway, let's move on from the Hitman news.
I don't
Let's
know how we
talk-
got on this topic. We do this every time.
We're review bombing. Damn, bro.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It's okay.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Get out of here.
You know when you get up to pee, all you gotta do is just get up and pee. You don't gotta move the whole thing.
You
to
don't-
the
you don't have to
you
have a
gotta put
fucking
it in the ceiling.
Earthquake and shit.
Well, you know, I had to get out of my way. So
Just like, what is the opposite of competent?
yes,
Incompetency?
fuck you,
Congress.
Congress. You know, again, he's not wrong.
You are not wrong. Oh, that's what it was. I thought PUBG was banned in China. It was banned in India.
Really?
No, this says China.
No, I'm saying that when I thought China had banned it before, it was
okay,
banned
gotcha,
in India.
gotcha.
It wasn't China.
So hold on. Is it banned in China now, or
Yeah,
was it
it
banned
is.
in
It's
India?
It's banned in
now?
China
he was-
now. But
Yeah.
I thought it was banned in China before, but no, I was wrong. It was India.
He was like,
Oh.
I thought it was already banned.
So, hold
I
on.
was thinking of India.
Why did India ban it?
Doesn't matter. It's in the past. We're not reviewing them right
Let's
now.
see. Well, we'll read it now. The Indian Express. That's the name of this. If this is a fucking slam piece, I swear to God.
I remember last time you were super mad at Kotaku.
Oh, dude, there was
Who
a
are they gonna slam though? It's racist if they slam India.
That's true. Well, they be slamming themselves, I guess, as the Indian fucking Express. That's such a weird.
so hold
That's
on.
such. It's the name of this fucking news article.
So hold on. Are they
the
banning
Indian Express.
Are they banning only the mobile version?
I don't
This
know.
is India.
Because this article says mobile only.
Yeah.
So not just in India, PUBG Mobile is banned in these countries as well. Oh, we're gonna talk about a bunch of them. Fuck you. I don't care.
Right.
Hey, no.
This is not time for your ad price line.
God damn it, Bryce.
All right.
What the fuck?
Fuck you.
It was
and
kind of like when
Flow.
China banned
Flow.
character.
Is that price line?
No,
So China-
Flow is
Chi-
fucking
Progressive.
progressive.
You're right. Sorry. Continue.
They're replacing her
Fuck
with
your data protection.
Man, you know how bad Flow must
Don't-
be having
no,
it right now?
no.
What am I supposed to do?
And
it's
virus.
it's accepting cookies.
No,
No, you don't accept all the cookies. You only accept the necessary.
So China
cookies.
bans
only a
PUBG.
necessary amount of
Si-
cookies.
China bans PUBG esports due to issues with the government.
So hold on, only esports?
I don't know. China won't be seeing any PUBG esports as the game hasn't gotten approval from the Chinese government and the regulation agency.
So it's the game.
PUBG is arguably one of the most popular games in China right now, but there won't be an esports scene for a while as the competitors have gotten a ban from the Chinese government. The esports competitions for PUBG haven't gotten approved by the NAPP yet, which has big consequences for the competitive side of things.
Interesting.
What does China have to
Let's
like?
see.
What
First
does
things
China have
first.
against competition? They usually have no issue with it in any other area.
Or
I
trying
don't
to
know.
lie about it?
One of the biggest consequences of the ban is PUBG Champions League, which is the franchise league in China, is one of the biggest in the world, won't be able to start. If the championship can't be played, it also means that Chinese teams won't be able to qualify themselves to the PUBG Global Championship either.
What is it with China and these video games?
I don't know.
Lately.
Probably control.
Well, obviously, but I mean, there's got.
what could they possibly be mad at? Though?
I still
Like,
think
I don't know.
more
hey,
than
if
just
you, if
control.
You, if you go prone in a bush that people can see from 100 yards away, are they still mad about that?
I don't know.
Fuck.
There's more than just control to it. There's a deeper aspect.
Well,
Like,
I mean,
control is
also
the
too.
surface.
Well, we also know too. Like, considering if you take a system like communism, where one person can get fucking pissed off about something, I mean, Xi Jinping could literally just be like, "I just don't like video games," you know, and the entire government's just like, "Fuck it, we'll just fucking try to get rid of video games."
You know what I bet it is?
This actually doesn't talk about why.
You know what I bet?
Good smack.
You know what I'm thinking it is?
What?
Because in video games, you're connected with so many different people around the world.
Oh, definitely. I
so
mean, there
in
is
China,
that, right?
You can be talking to someone in another, like in a state, and you're getting non-approved ideologies.
Hey man,
that China didn't
I only
approve.
got so many hours left I can play throughout the week. You got some fucking rowdy ass American who's like, "The fuck you mean you can only play 3 more
Or like
hours a week?"
I can only play for 1 hour today.
They can't hear about their freedoms that they're missing out on
Yeah.
when it's banned.
True, no, and I do agree with that.
Oh,
very
by
much
the
so.
way, I
Like,
started listening to the fucking North Korean.
Oh, the
Hold on.
Joe Rogan one,
Fucking insane.
dude. I
the
told you
North Korea what?
the Joe Rogan podcast where
Oh.
there's a chick that survived in North Korea. like,
She escaped North Korea when she was a teenager.
Oh, I've not heard that
It's
one.
Oh
a
my fucking God.
one.
Why? How bad is it?
Dude,
Bad.
it's insane.
I was like, dude, like, how has no one done anything about this?
I told you, like, it was gonna blow your mind when you heard it.
She was basically explaining that, like, here. She was basically explaining that North Korea is literally one large country-sized concentration camp.
Oh yeah.
And
no,
like,
you
no,
don't understand until you hear this.
You don't. I didn't even realize. I mean,
Well, I mean, I how about this? I
She'll-
listened to several documentaries about it, so I have a
No.
basic grasp on the fact that literally everyone's starving to death.
yes,
Essentially.
well, yeah.
Like, I mean, trust me, I do understand.
But this is
that.
from someone that was there.
I'm not saying I know better. I'm just saying, like,
And
I
lived
understood the concept that, like, people will leave for the military thinking that they will get better, like, food or treatment there, and then go home and be like, hey, I'm with the army, but I'm literally starving there. Mom, is there any food you have to feed me? And then be like, oh, well, sorry, son, we don't have any food.
She told a story
So
about when
much
she was
worse.
young.
Like,
when
I'm not saying I know better. I'm
And
just
the
saying.
way that they have these people, like, their mindsets is so that they don't feel anything when they see people dead everywhere.
Yeah.
And, like, they literally every day, it's very common for even as a child to see dead bodies everywhere. And, like, because people are starving to death or getting executed.
Well, there were people who were coming out of North Korea, and their stories were just like, I heard that there was a land full of food, and they would go to, like, South Korea, and they'd be treated well. You know, the South Koreans would be like, hey, you know, you made it out, whatever. You know,
They would also rape them.
come on.
That's China.
I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying, like, but then they were offered food, and they, like, that was their only thing. They didn't give a shit that, like, oh, well, the fact that they left, people would die for their, you know, for them leaving. You know, they were just
Right.
like, oh, I got to eat. And that was the only thing I was happy about. And I was just like, wow, it's that broken.
It was also that it was bad. She was saying that, like, when the earthquake happened, like, she heard about, like, kids running into schools to eat eat out of the kitchen.
Yeah.
Because if they wanted to die, and they wanted to die with a full stomach.
damn.
Because
These are kids.
Because the thing is, when you put a human at this just so far down base level survival, where it's literally food, water, shelter, your mind is literally thinking about nothing else.
But survival. Right. No, I understand.
She was talking about how, like, when they were young, like, it's illegal to farm there. Like, it's not that they don't have food.
Dude,
the government
listen
won't
to
let
it.
them make food. Their government, they're not allowed to have a cookbook. They're not allowed to have land. They're not allowed to have livestock because the government says no.
They don't know of anything outside of North Korea.
They think that people are trying to get to North Korea, that everyone else is in worse than they are.
Oh no, I've heard some of the propaganda of, like, they, like, especially about us.
But
about
the propaganda
America.
is in such a way that they have them thinking this is the only way of life, and then
or that this is the best way of life.
yes,
Yeah.
and the government, she said, back in the 60s and 70s, the government did feed people. They provided food for everyone, but it recently has changed because the way that they look at it, that they don't plan. They are purposely trying to kill their own people because they're trying to get it down to 10% population, and then they'll start providing, you know, food and everyone for everyone. They're trying to get rid of as many people as they can to, like, literally be where Pyongyang is the only fucking place. Everyone else is nothing. So she was talking about how, like, literally they can't have land, so they're off the fence for themselves. They eat plants that they find. Grasshoppers are the biggest source of protein. She said that there was a guy that her mom knew that was executed because he ate beef. He killed a cow and ate the beef, and because the cow was owned by the government, they executed him.
Oh yeah, and that means that for generations, his
Up to
family
8
will
generations.
I
of
thought it was
family-
3 was the biggest.
3 to
one.
8.
3 to 8. Okay.
3 to 8, depending on the crime.
Christ.
So, like, and not only that, they'll go through, and she's like, no, it's not. They get punished for it. They wipe out 8 generations. So you could be, like, relatives that you didn't even know this person. You didn't even know you were related to this person, but the government does. So they kill you because of it. So they wipe out everybody. And she said that they'll wipe out like tens of thousands of people. And
because of one person.
because of one
breaking,
person,
right?
And then, like, every house has to own. They all have photos of of everyone from the Kim dynasty, and they come through at random inspections and look at these photos to make sure that they're pristine. And if there's dust on them, they'll execute you.
Remember when Kim Jong Il died,
yeah.
and they had it so, like, if
I
you
also
didn't
remember when Kim Jong Un
cry-
died.
If you didn't,
And
that
came
still might
back?
be
And
one
It came
thing,
back, yeah.
You didn't. If they didn't cry hard enough on TV, like if it didn't look like they were sad, they were killed.
If they didn't cry hard enough,
Yeah.
Yeah.
people were getting executed for not mourning hard enough. So, like, that everyone's like saying, why does it seem like that everyone's like
Like they care so much.
no, not that they care so much. Why does it seem like they're putting on this theatrical show? And it was They
Well,
were.
because they were putting on
They
a show,
were,
exactly.
so they wouldn't die. And like she was talking about, she went to go get water for the family. Like she went off, off to this nearby river to get water. She remembers seeing like a boy who was starving to death, and his starvation was so bad that his organs were literally coming out of his body, out of the orifices of his body. His organs were hanging out, open, flies on him. He was still alive and asking and begging for food. And it's wild. She was like saying going to the hospital, they use one needle for everybody. So she's like, your chances of dying in the hospital, like you'll get more sick and die in the hospital than you would if you didn't go.
And she had surgery or some shit.
She had her appendix removed, and she was talking about how you would see piles and piles of bodies outside of the hospital and rats eating the eyes out. And she remembers like seeing like dead kids with their eyes hollowed out and rats running around, and then kids that were still alive playing and running around those bodies trying to catch the rats so they could eat them.
The rats go for the eyes first because
of the softness.
Yeah.
So like the kids were running around, they were ignoring the fact that there was like piles of bodies around them, and they were just going after the rats because they were hungry.
How do you not do something about it? Even if
she gets into that too.
She does get into this because she went to the UN to do something about it. And China owns UN.
I just meant about just like frantically attacking people. Like, because at that point, like, and don't get me wrong, I've obviously not been in that system. I'm a corn-fed dude from fucking.
Why do
Ohio.
you not let your body, like your natural instinct of desperation, to like collectively lash out?
Well, because if you know that you're going to starve to death, and these people there has to be some faculty that they know
telling
that
you.
they're going to starve.
They've indoctrinated them so deep for so long to make them think that there is no other way of life. That if they lose the government, they basically have them thinking that Kim Jong-un is Jesus. And Kim Jong-il is God. They teach the same teachings that they teach in the Bible, they use towards the government.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the teachings in the Bible didn't even work on me. Fuck. I understand.
Well,
all jokes aside, all joking aside, seriously, because this is kind of fucked up. But it just makes me think that eventually you would think, and I understand that open thought, unlike here, because it is different. They can't just have that. But you would think if you're so bad that hey, I saw this boy whose organs fell out of his ass because he's malnutritioned.
That she goes into this too.
Yeah.
And the reason why they don't is because they have it. The government has them believing that the Kim dynasty are gods, and they hear their thoughts.
That too, and because they're so starved, naturally when you're hungry, usually that's you're like, oh man, that's all I can think about is food. Literally,
right.
When you're that hungry,
and they're also led to believe that when they die, they go to this paradise with the Kim dynasty, where there's food everywhere, they're taken care of, and all this stuff. They just believe that the reason why they're starving is because that is the way the entire world is, and that they have it better than everyone else.
It's
and
not that America's bad. It's just they don't know.
They don't know anything.
Oh no, right, no, and I understand that a lot of places, even in places like China, the only reason why people put up with the Chinese government is because they think that that's
dude. Don't even get me started about when they escape, because the most common escape route, which now it's even impossible. Like she said, now you don't even hear of people escaping because they have landmined everything around all of North Korea, to where that even if you do make it past the gates, the fences, and the machine gunners, and the environment, there's landmines everywhere.
You're shot on sight.
And you're shot on sight.
That just makes me think that what if there is a war with North Korea and then they go to march their troops and all their armies gets blown up?
The forward thinking definitely isn't there.
Yeah.
Oh no. I obviously know that North Korea, and I think we know this as well. North Korea isn't really planning on trying to go to war with anybody because they know that that's not going to work out. They're just trying to keep their people in,
right?
And we obviously know that.
And
China doesn't.
She goes into why, even the Chinese.
We covered that on the first episode that I was even here. China was already listen, dude, if you start a war, you're on your own. We're not jumping in the middle of you because you want to piss off America.
So
China owns fucking North Korea. Though.
So
true.
There's a reason she goes into this reason. She believes that that China tolerates the North Korea because they want to keep North Korea as a buffer between them and South Korea. Because the only close to any kind of Western culture that they have by them is South Korea, and North Korea is the land between them.
And they couldn't just invade South Korea.
Not
without
even that.
Something going
Not even
on,
that.
Right.
They don't want the Western ideology to
Spread.
to get into their fucking empire.
Even though it does, because Hong Kong.
Yeah, even though it does. But
Well,
here's
with them absorbing Hong Kong, I don't know how that's going to... We talked about that last time. I
Yeah,
don't know
we
how
did.
that's going to go, because that's a lot of millions of people who all think completely differently. And they'll be like, oh,
well,
yeah, no,
that
no,
was
no,
because
I
it was
totally...
under British rule for the longest time.
Well, that's because also, too, when the British surrendered, that was 99 years ago.
Yes.
I think we're getting a little too political.
No,
No,
it's not
I mean,
about...
We're talking about history.
I know, but I
History.
felt like we're going down a road of.
No, this has nothing to do with politics.
Honestly, I
was
feel like
just-
no one's talking about the story enough.
I agree. I'm telling you, dude. I told you that
This
your
is purely
reaction
about,
was going to
this
be
is
like
purely
this.
about history, because I mean, honestly, like I don't even think it's political. Like, no one should support China. But anyway, the British said in 99 years they their control or their whatever the neutrality treaty will be gone, and because the 99 years came up, I think 3 years ago now,
Something like that.
4 years ago, that's when China was like, oh well, you're ours now, and they were like, no, we're not. No, we're not.
So she goes into more about like,
And China was even trying to blame us, saying that like we were like poisoning them against them. I was like, no, if we really wanted to be dickheads, we just ship a fuck ton of ARs down there and be like, oh yeah, no, here's a...
we'd arm the people. And
Yeah,
have
yeah,
them
we would
rise
arm the
against,
people and just be like, oh yeah, no, cool.
Like we do with everything else.
We'll say what China's doing is wrong. Go ahead, wave our flag and shoot them with ARs. But we didn't do that, unfortunately.
How far into it are you?
I'm halfway.
Oh man,
So
Halfway.
like
Halfway into what?
that
the
episode.
podcast. But the
So she
granted.
talked about like when they go to China, like the Chinese government sends the North Koreans back, and they won't take men.
Yeah,
Like if they like North Korean men couldn't get smuggled out.
Right.
because you can't fuck them.
Yeah, they
Well,
need
because China is still really suffering from the lack of women.
yeah. So like women have a better, but the thing is now they started turning North Korean women away and sending them back to North Korea.
Really?
Yes, and it was even more fucked up.
Wait,
like
why so though?
I don't
Because I know China's still
to
having
keep,
that issue.
I guess to kind of keep.
She goes over
to
it.
keep the
to
peace.
keep relations with North
Right.
Korea. So like she talked about like it was very common for the Chinese troops to turn them back over to North Koreans, and you know those fucking tags they put in cattle's ear?
Yeah.
They do that to people, but they put it through their collarbone
Damn.
right in front of the Chinese soldiers. And the Chinese soldiers, she said, even they're like, what the fuck? And they never do anything because they can't. So, like, a lot of them flee to China and then they move elsewhere from there. And now it's just like, it's such a fucking wild story. And then she went to the UN about this.
Yeah.
And you know what the UN did?
This is deaf ears.
It fell on deaf ears, and then during a hearing, they sat her next to Chinese and North Korean
Oh yeah.
ambassadors.
She thought she was like I'm going back to North Korea and I'm gonna die
She thought she was going to get killed or sent back. And
because he had no security at the hotel.
yeah,
either.
and then the UN literally put her right next to them.
Wow.
And
Fuck.
she's like, I stopped dealing with the UN after that because they weren't listening. And when I did go to them about it, they literally put me next to the people that I was accusing. And
That ties into so much more because China has so much power.
yeah, it talks about like China has influence over the UN.
We know that because of Taiwan, but
Yeah.
Right, but Jesus Christ.
Dude, I'm telling you,
the
listen to
whole
the
story,
episode.
it's fucking wild. I knew North Korea was bad. I didn't know it was this bad.
I told him he was gonna have this reaction.
The detail. Wait, what?
Oh no! Like when I was telling you about this, I was like, bro.
Yeah, the details were just
I'm telling you.
fucked up. Like
It's
Jesus
insane because
Christ.
she's like saying we are literally living through the same thing as Auschwitz and no one's doing anything about it.
Well, it's the same thing that like the
She
Australian.
also said she's worried about where we're going as a country, and I think when the woman
She
that's
sees
from,
She sees us going the same path.
yeah, like when the woman from North Korea is like, I don't like where we're going. Let's listen.
True. No, I understand.
Let's have a
but
conversation.
As we said before, the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Is it?
It is. It is 100% paved with good intentions.
Is it painted with good intentions?
Painted?
The illusion of.
Oh, understood.
I think it's same fucking thing. What were you gonna say?
But no, I think same thing that Australia did. Australia, even though like I disagree with so many things that Australia's doing right now, like I've been hearing a lot of things about Australia, like people just getting arrested on the fucking street.
Have you seen what's been happening now?
They're living songbirds.
They're literally uprising against the government.
Oh no, they are. Same with
well,
France and Germany. I think Germany. I'm not as that more of a rumor on my part.
France won. France got shut down.
France got what?
France won.
What do you mean they won?
There was I saw an article that France, the revolution or whatever that was going on in France, was successful.
Oh, good. I know that France was rioting and rising up. I knew that Australia was as well. Germany, I've heard a couple of times, but nothing enough for me to be like, oh yeah, Germany's doing it.
Anytime
So, like,
Germany rises up,
But
people
have you
are
noticed? Have you noticed that we're not?
we're too distracted.
that's the issue. I think especially with us right now, and personally, I don't really care what anyone thinks about this at this point. I'm not getting political, but I'm just making statements here. When it comes to the things that's going on in our country currently, there are some worrying things, and there's always worrying things because everything starts somewhere. I mean, you could talk about the current political climate being formed by the Napoleonic Wars if you really want to. However, it's definitely worrisome because we don't think that the rest of the... It's like, how about this? With COVID, right? Regardless of your opinion on COVID, a lot of people only think about ourselves when we're thinking about COVID, right?
Yeah.
Which is fair. But no one right now currently is talking about how the government... Now, I'm not talking about whether you're vaccinated, unvaccinated. We're not talking about any of that shit right now. We're only talking about whether you think the government sometimes oversteps its bounds or not, right?
Yes.
We only think, oh, well, the rest of the world has it under control. No, the fuck they don't.
No one
Have you
does.
seen France has been rioting? I heard 6 months ago France started rioting. Whether that's 100% correct or not, I don't care. That's not what we're talking about. We think that the rest of the world has this together, and we're being told that only we are fucking this up. No, we are not.
No, I've actually heard that there's been multiple sources that I've seen that are like,
Excuse me.
pretty much everyone that you ask, if you ask them if the government is like corrupt or needs to be changed, everyone will say yes.
Well, no, it's not about that, but I was just talking about how...
He was talking about how we're, like, they've got everyone believing that we are worse off right now.
So
We're
they're
fucking
making
this
it
up.
sound like we're the only ones who are having issues with the coronavirus or COVID, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
And I've actually have seen this at work.
And we're not the only ones who were having issues with it. The last time I'd really paid attention or given a fuck about it was at the end of last year. Not the end of last year, but was the middle of last year. People were like, oh, well, we're the only ones who are fucking this up because people don't want to do any of their shit. But Germany was having record high cases at the time that we were having record high cases.
You want to
And
know
it's
where this
like,
comes from, though?
Where?
Pharmaceutical companies.
Oh, of course.
And
Well,
and I know this for a fact.
how about this?
Here's
Pfizer
why.
has a military contract right there. Boom.
That's weird.
Like, I mean, 100% though. Like, the fact that we have a contract with a specific
Pharmaceutical company.
pharmaceutical company is immediately sketchy. Like, that is a problem.
So much more.
No, and there is more to it, but it's like it's the idea right there. Hey, people think that this isn't done for money, and you're right. I'm not one of those idiots who's like, COVID's fake, birds are fake, the Earth is flat.
Birds
Like,
are real. I'm just letting you know.
Birds are
I just
real.
want you to.
They're not
just in
drones.
case-
They're not drones,
Yeah,
exactly.
They are real. It's not
They are
fake
real.
news.
You shoot them, they bleed.
But
You can kill 'em 2 birds with 1 stone too.
yes, I do want to see you do it one time though. Anyway, all jokes aside about the whole conspiracy theories, but like, I'm not one of those people who's like, oh well, the virus is fake or whatever. You know what I mean? But like, clearly this was done for monetary gain.
In ways,
Like,
yeah.
like I mean, come on.
But that's a conversation for another time.
I'm just saying.
What I
Again,
was gonna say was, everyone's been led to believe that we are the reason why it's getting worse.
Oh, so
And here's where I've seen it physically.
I've even seen it in my family. My family was like, well, it's those unvaccinated people. Some people in my family.
I know.
My family's mixed in terms of political ideology. But like, they were like, it's because those unvaccinated people.
But
I
it
was
came
like-
out that the
I was like,
vaccinated
hold
are
on.
actually making it worse.
Well, no, it did. But like, I was like, do you understand where the Delta variant came from? How about this? Mind you, my family's based in Ohio. That's where I'm from. That's where my family is from, except for possibly
Amish?
a little bit more. Fuck you. Fuck you. Or possibly
got
a
good
little bit
food,
more south
so-
in the Appalachian Mountains is where my family is from. Appalachian family, Ohio family. Cool beans. Not a problem. Do you know where the Delta variant is? There's no Deltas in Ohio or in the fucking Appalachian Mountains. It came from India. And this isn't about like, oh, Indians are bad. This is just like, this is clearly
regionally where it came from.
Right.
Yeah.
This is regionally where it came from. This is what happened.
Well, you know,
Stop.
and people don't take into account the population of India.
So a lot of people.
Test for the variant.
There's also no test to determine if there is like which one's the Delta variant.
All these
They just-
people saying
Well,
Delta variant.
up
there's
until
no
recently,
test.
what was it? They were mixing up the flu with COVID. So, like, how many of those cases were actually flu cases?
I don't know. So there's this chart at my job.
Mm-hmm.
So I work at a pharmaceutical company.
Do you?
I work security at one. Yeah.
Who do you work for?
Can't say it.
Yep, that's not. We're gonna look.
I
too
can't
far.
say it.
Understood. No, I'm only curious because my father also works for a pharmaceutical.
It's close
company.
to y'all, to the base.
There's a couple of them.
Not. It's not Abbott.
happy.
How about this? How about this? This was just literally. This wasn't to be a dick. This was just out of curiosity.
I know. So like, there's a chart that I have to look at every day that says number of cases. USA is always insane. It's like a graph, like a line graph.
Yeah.
Our line is always near the top, and everyone else is down here. And says you can make a difference, get vaccinated, and it's like they've got people thinking that we are worse than everybody else.
Well,
We're not.
It's the same thing that
it's a numbers thing too. They play the numbers because we have a large population. So you can have a population of 7 million people.
Or-
if 1 million people got sick, but you only said 1 million people, you'd be like, wow, that's a lot. Whereas it's 1 in 7.
Whereas you could take a population that's 350
Yeah.
million, but only
They
2
add the
million
zeros
people,
to
but
it.
only 2 million people got sick. We're doing a lot better than his 7 million.
No, it'd
people.
be the opposite. We'd have to be higher.
No, I know, but what
Their
I'm
number
s-
has to be lower.
No, what I'm saying though is that if we have a population of 350 million, which is approximately the U.S., and you take a country that only has 7 million, and they have 1 million cases, but we only have 2 million cases, we're doing a lot better than they are.
But they're only looking at the.
But
the-
they're only
the
looking at the
number.
total. They're not looking at the proportion number.
Right. They look at the
But
number.
also,
they
but
look
also
at the total.
too though. I mean,
I've gotten in the same argument.
Right,
and
no,
won't
I
say
agree.
with who, but I've
how
got.
I mean, it's on video.
How about this?
No, it's
I'll,
not.
I'll use
Oh, yeah, it's not.
I'll use Ohio as a prime example because I know about it.
That's right, because it was edited.
Ohio did an excellent job with their vaccination rate because places like Ohio State, all the big colleges were doing vaccinations, right? Not a problem. Well, they were saying that the country as a whole is just doing terrible, but Ohio all got out of the quote purple and red zones for COVID in terms of cases and deaths and all this other shit. But we were still being told, even in Ohio, that us Americans are doing so much worse. I was like, but like if you look at a place like Ohio, and it's going to vary from place to place no matter what you do. But we were doing fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything was opening back up. No one was getting sick. Everything was fine. But we're still getting news on your TV at your home that everything's terrible, everything's awful. The fucking
Bad news.
You know,
Bad news sells. That's
Oh,
all it is.
and of course that is the truth. Bad news does sell, but it's just the idea that a lot of Americans are being told that we're so. And I don't know why we believe this because my ego's too big to believe this. But they just like sell it off as though we're so stupid and we're so terrible that we're doing worse than everybody else in the world with this virus. I was like, are we not going to talk about how Italy just got double fucked over a fucking bench? And they did a whole lot worse for their population than we did. Are we going to talk about how France is rioting and COVID cases are going up, or Australia's rioting and COVID cases are going up? Are we just going to pretend that North Korea and China are totally telling the truth about their numbers? Bullshit. They don't care if those people die. That's why they're not telling you about
that
it.
girl actually talks about the whole vaccine thing in
Yeah.
North
Really?
Korea.
Well, the numbers, the WHO, you can go to the WHO website as well.
Yeah, I don't trust the World
They-
Health Organization
No, I'm just
anymore.
saying, but they changed of when it came out. They changed the basically like Alta or
Yeah,
ICD-10 codes
yeah.
to when something counts as a COVID anything, it's when it's in association or could be versus directly. And it was changed specific. Like you can literally go to the site and
So you
see
could just
it.
assume that it's COVID and then label it as COVID.
And that would be
Yeah.
the case, yeah.
That's fucked up.
or if
Oh, yeah.
or if you died from you had fucking cancer. and you happen to catch COVID,
COVID death.
yes.
Yeah, even if the cancer is what's killed you. Yep.
And it's, I mean, it's you can find.
I've
it
tried
on
telling
the
people
website.
this, and they all say that I'm just a crazy veteran conspiracy
There
theorist.
ha- there
and
have
brainwashed
been-
because I'm in the military.
No, it's
there
on the
ha-
website.
There
They
have
changed
even
the
been
ICD-10 code.
doctors who have reported that X amount of person has died via something like a physical injury. Let's say I shot Brandon here because he's talking shit, right? But we found out he had COVID at the hospital while they were treating him. He died
got it
because
at the
I
hospital.
shot him, but he had COVID. They would label it a COVID death. And there have been
know.
doctors
With a gunshot wound.
There have been doctors from hospitals who have come out and been like, no, obviously not saying like Brandon Eldridge, age
gonna use my
30,
government
you know what I
name
mean?
like
Like,
this.
but no, they're not giving away information, but they're just saying, hey, we've had patients who are dying of things that are clearly dying of other causes
and
or
having to
forces,
label it COVID.
but having it labeled as COVID because they were either around COVID, they were around people who had been diagnosed with COVID, but even though they hadn't.
So
been,
the biggest question that always comes up when I bring this up, why? What's the gain out of that?
why? Well, because
It's
how
a-
about this?
well, I think it's a longer
if you-
longer game.
If your governments are trying to take control, I mean, first off, I don't know, even including our government, what government does not want more control of its citizens?
None.
Name me one.
Not a
None of
single
them.
one.
Not even the most free goddamn America place you could think of would pale and be like, no, we don't want more control over our citizens. We don't want it. None of them would say that. Absolutely zero. So, if you can get your population to panic about a fucking virus, I'm not gonna lie, I have questions about the virus. I think it's real. I'm not one of those birds are fake kind of people, but like,
Birds are real.
but
I think it's
they
real
are
too.
But like,
I just don't think it's as
have
bad
you
as
seen the
everyone's saying.
CNN? Have you seen the CNN thing? Right? I don't know about you guys, but we could do the math if we really wanted to be dickheads about it.
If there's a hurricane, make sure you get vaccinated.
But
saw that
but they
shit,
said,
too.
yeah, watch out for them hurricanes. They get base access, and then you're fucked.
They actually technically do get base access.
So actually that joke stems from when I forget what the name of the hurricane was, but in 2018 when I was
it
getting
was
out
in
of
Lejeune.
when I was getting out of field med, exactly, Lejeune. They're like, it's all right, guys. The hurricane can't affect us because it doesn't have base access. Someone posted hurricane, and I totally forget what the name is. I'm sorry. Florence. Yes, that's it. And so they said Hurricane Florence. And they gave it a fucking rank and put it on a fucking cat card and said, fuck, guys, everyone get in the shelters. It has base access.
oh my god!
It's because the whole state was like evacuating, and base was like, no one's going anywhere.
Actually,
That makes sense.
Actually, funny story about Hurricane Florence, though. I left the day before it hit because I graduated field med and they sent me on a fucking plane. We got to leave the day before Hurricane Florence hit, and I got a text from my buddy, fucking Waters, who I went to field med with.
His name was Waters.
His name was Waters. Yes, it was actually very funny.
I like that.
But he was sitting there and he texted me. He was like, dude, fuck you for leaving. I was like, why? Because his flight was like 2 or 3 days after because he was going to go home after that. And he was like, dude, fuck you guys for leaving. It was like me and like 2 other people. Harris and I forget this other kid's name. Lamb.
Nobody cares.
Lamb. Well, we called him Lambe, but his name was Lamb. And we all flew out like the day before the hurricane hit.
I had to sign an
Fantastic.
insurance form when I got to Illinois to say that I wasn't there.
Really?
Yeah.
They
Why?
didn't make us do that.
Because I guess there was so much damage down there because of the hurricane, because of the cars and stuff. And in order to get insured in Illinois, I had to declare that my car was not there. And like if they
Didn't
were,
you get your car here?
no, I came from there,
Oh,
Ah, gotcha.
and I had to declare and
so
get
they
it
can-
notarized.
So anything new that happens.
is my responsibility. They're like, if you're saying you weren't there, we need it notarized.
So we jumped down so many rabbit holes.
Yeah, we really did.
I always enjoy these rabbit holes though because we keep going.
Well, the
down
thing
them.
is,
Fucking China.
all right, we jumped down this rabbit hole because we were
I'm not
talking
gonna-
about China.
I'm not
In
gonna lie.
reality, watch you can watch, but listen to the North Korea.
So I was
episode.
really
Yeah,
trying to
I
figure
gotcha.
out. I was like, before we got in this rabbit hole, I was trying to figure out exactly why China banned PUBG,
Yeah.
and that last article did not say it. It ended like pretty much right where we stopped talking about it. So this is what it says. As per reports, the Sports Business Journal, the ban on the PUBG Battlegrounds competitions was due to the Chinese government. The National Administration of the National Administration of Press and Publication of China did not give their approval when it came to hosting PUBG Battlegrounds esports tournaments.
You mean the ban was due to the government? No way.
I guess that just says that the government didn't approve it, so they're not letting it happen.
All it does is make me wonder if China's government operates the way our military does. Hey, make sure you show up 15 minutes before the event. Hey, tells the guy below him, show up 15 more minutes before this. Hey, show up 15 minutes before this. Someone could have asked fucking Xi Jinping.
And then you're showing up 45 minutes before everything.
Yeah, Xi Jinping is sitting
you're
there like,
lowballing.
hey, yeah, no, I just didn't care for PUBG. And then everyone's like, we have to ban PUBG.
So that we can like jump into other shit besides gaming. And
Noise.
by the way, everyone, we apologize for all of that political talk.
I don't personally. Sorry, dude.
I mean, I don't either, but this isn't the platform.
This isn't the platform, but like the
Fuck it,
conversation.
this is your podcast.
Naturally led.
I
into
don't
that.
like putting this on that
I
platform.
understand.
Like the whole premise of the podcast is
the
escape from such things.
I would understand. Well,
That's fair.
To be fair,
You can't
actually,
escape it.
If y'all listen
as
to,
we can see,
if y'all listen to our recent rabbit hole, this isn't about normal politics that people hear about. This isn't like gun control or pot or religion or abortions are bad or good. This is, hey, this is how what's going on in the world. So most people probably this is still an escape.
I guess you're right. Okay.
and to be real, I mean, Joe Rogan has said it before. Podcasting is the only real news nowadays.
Yeah, that's true.
100%, I do agree.
Yeah,
with
but
that.
for some reason, people think that Joe Rogan is now like the spearhead of misinformation.
You know what's funny? It depends on what.
Isn't he suing CNN?
He's talked about it.
You get it on both sides because I've heard super far right people talk about his some of his liberal views, and I've heard super far left people talk about his right views.
I've
Or
heard
his
both
conservative
that,
views.
but I've heard both left and right people both love and hate his podcast
Yes.
based on the podcast. Because if you hear him with someone on there like
A comedian.
fucking with like Ben Shapiro, he had an episode with Ben Shapiro.
Wow,
And
that was a
it-
while ago.
Yeah, I know, but like I'm just saying that
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 was
was
like
one
a
that
year
came to
ago.
mind of someone who was directly political. But like a lot of people were like, depending on what part they took onto that podcast, people either loved it or hated it, and that goes for both left and right people. There were some people who were on the left who were like heard things about what they said about marijuana. Hey man, do what you want to do with your body, and they were totally fine with it. And then they heard another part that was more right leaning, and they were like, oh fuck that. And then same with the conservatives. They were very either for it because they latched onto a part where it was kind of more spouting conservative values, or they were like, man, fuck him and Ben Shapiro, because they heard them admitting anything about the left being good.
Because people these days can't understand liberalism as
His
both
podcast
sides.
changed my opinion of Alex Jones.
Really?
I used to think the dude was insane.
Are you talking about the dude who said the freaking frog's gay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was actually a little bit more to that. What his point was trying to get at was there was a chemical being put in the water in that area that was actually changing the gender of the frogs.
Actually, but
It was, and the way he said it was fucking insane.
so no, I agree with you, but the only difference is that some amphibians and anyone who
They can do that, yeah.
yeah, some amphibians can actually do that in single sex environments.
Well, what he's saying is they took a snippet of what he said.
Oh no, I 100% agree, because I've watched the episode that you talked about.
It's like 4 hours
and
long.
even he
Good
said
Lord.
even Alex Jones had said at one point, he was like, I got worked up about one topic, said one minorly dumb thing, and I'm very much paraphrasing here.
That's why
and,
it's
and
like,
people just took it off. And
Joe,
were
I'm
like-
going to be honest. I'm kind of retarded.
that man immediately had my respect after he said that. I was like, dude, you admit that you don't always know what you're talking about? Fucking like awesome.
It doesn't matter.
You know what people don't like to point out, though? He's right more times than he's wrong.
That's
Which
actually
one, Joe
that's
Rogan or-
partially scary,
Which
but
one?
I do definitely understand where you're coming
But
from.
like a lot of the insane shit he's been talking about.
Which person?
Alex Jones.
Okay.
Alex Jones. Yeah.
Alex Jones has been right about many of the wild things that he said more than he's been wrong about it.
Well,
Yeah.
these days it's not.
And it's
uncommon.
fucking funny because years before this COVID shit happened, he showed these documents. He said, "We got the actual documents right here," and he was like showing. I got the guys. I got the documents right here. It's right here in front of you, for plain as day. And it's just like, and he like was talking about the government planning a pandemic, and this was in like 2016.
and absolutely at the time, no.
Or no,
Was the podcast in 2016?
No, and then talking about back as either 2016 or 2013, he was a younger Alex Jones talking about Bill Gates and his push for population control.
Yeah,
and
I've heard
how the government has been working on a there's going to
So
be
this is like an 8-year-old
bioweapon.
podcast.
Yeah, this isn't a podcast. This is one of his InfoWars episodes.
Yeah, they said something.
Well,
about
whatever.
They said something about a bioweapon or pandemic for population control
and political gain to control the government, to have
And-
total control of the government, and then implement mandated vaccines.
Well, yeah, you
that will cause an addition to population control and fertility.
There is a thing that's you create the problem and then you present the solution to the problem.
Right. So, back in the day when
There's more
he
to it,
talked about
but-
he said these documents. Who knows if they were fucking real? But he was talking about how like there was this pandemic coming sometime soon, and I remember him. You ever saw the show Conspiracy Theories with fucking?
There's predictive programming.
It was. You ever seen the show Conspiracy Theories with Jesse Ventura?
Yeah, I have.
So you want to know something really funny? Jesse Ventura has really changed his fucking stance on many things. And he thinks that conspiracy theories are stupid.
He also has a bigger bank account.
Yeah. And it's funny because this is actually pretty recent. He was talking about. He's like these conspiracy theories about the fucking vaccine and COVID. Get your vaccine. Wear the fucking mask. And it was just like he was talking about being conspiracy theorists are idiots. I'm like, dude, you literally had a TV show called Conspiracy Theories.
I remember that.
And you dove down the rabbit hole on all of them, including one with Alex Jones, where Alex Jones took him to a site that was filled. It was a FEMA site that was loaded, filled with plastic coffins.
He has a book called Democrypts and Rebloodlicans.
And that's pretty funny.
Excuse me.
Democrypts and Republicans?
Rebloodlicans.
Who
Like
does?
the-
Jesse Ventura?
Mm-hmm. It's like he plays up the Crips and the Bloods.
But he uses the Democrats and
The
Republicans
Democrats,
as gangs.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's fucking awesome.
So they both have
That's a good
different.
book.
They have different
Really?
views,
Yeah,
but
it really is.
it's like they have different views, but they're both thugs. So like, when he went there with Alex Jones, he was showing him like all these coffins where you can stack like 10 bodies in each of them, stacked in these FEMA camps, you could see people like kids and stuff playing on the other side of the fence. Like, who are these kids? They wouldn't tell them. They would tell them. They would like call the police, tell them to get them away. So they snuck in this back broken gated area, and then they went back there, and there's just rows upon rows upon rows of these plastic giant coffins. And it was like, what the fuck what are these being used for? My thought was like, well, yeah, a large disaster happens and you got to get rid of a bunch of bodies. Like, that would make sense.
Right.
Now, it seems really weird.
You know what we'll have to name this episode? When games get political.
I was gonna say birds are real, but
When games turn to conspiracies. All right, so let's talk about the malware issue with EA.
Well, what's crazy is that it is related. Like
Why?
the game, like the gaming stuff.
It is.
I mean, we
related
did
in
have
way.
an organic conversation that started out with video games that ended up in huge 10-person body bags and FEMA camps. Like, I mean, that
The water's turning the frogs gay.
I mean,
Someone's gonna clip this, and then you're really gonna be the Blacklisted gaming podcast. Hashtag goal.
if the people that have been watching the podcast haven't picked up already, I don't care.
Yeah, we're either gonna lose viewers, but we're also probably gonna gain some
We're
viewers.
gonna gain lots of viewers. We notice most of our viewers are fucking vets, so it makes sense.
noise.
Anyway, so
Well,
anyway.
we also kind of
Gear
pandered.
shift
We
here.
pandered to that.
all right, so appears new malware specializing in stealing Steam, Epic Games, and EA Origin accounts.
Told you.
Recently, a new malware has been sold by hackers in the dark web. A special feature of this malware is that it's designed to specialize in stealing user accounts on many game platforms, including Steam, Epic Games Store, and EA Origin.
Well, what site is this?
This is called tipsmake.com.
I think this is where I got mine.
Kaspersky security researchers discovered that this new malware in March, named Bloodstealer,
Blood Stealer.
it can collect and steal a variety of sensitive info, including cookies, passwords. Why you get put the cookie down now? You come to my house, you touch my wife, you eat my cookies.
You know why when people think that their computers are running slow, it's probably because of their cookies. And
You got to delete all your cookies.
so what? I mean, think about it. If you eat a lot of cookies,
You're gonna get slow.
you're gonna be slower.
Correct. So passwords,
makes
bank
But
card.
then how does Santa do it all in one night?
I don't know. Poor bastard. So rows and sessions of many different applications. This
His
malware.
words are fake.
This malware is clearly targeting game platforms like Steam, Epic Games, EA Origin, GOG Galaxy. Those behind this malware can steal game accounts and then resell them in underground markets.
How did we come to GOG again?
It's just one of them that's being used.
Are we going to circle back to China?
China. The developer Bloodstealer is currently selling license to use the malware to other hackers for $10 a month or $40 for life.
What? Why would you not pay $40?
That's what I was just wondering. I'm
Who's
like,
the dumbass that's paying $10 a month?
It's like you can either pay $10 a month forever or $40 one time for the rest of the time.
How broke of a hacker are you? First of all, that you're like, I can't do this $40. I can only do the $10 a month.
He must have invested in fucking.
Who is he stealing from?
He must have invested in an Atari coin.
Who is he stealing from? He's not stealing from anybody that has a dollar.
Like, dude, if you honestly, if you can't afford the one-time fee of $40,
You're in the wrong job.
You don't deserve to be a hacker.
you might be the worst hacker of all time. You're the one that gets caught.
It's a hacker on a budget. Leave him alone.
Oh
Fuck.
man, but their logic is probably like, if I spend $10 one time, I'll get enough money to just drop the 40. I'm like, it's $40, man. What do you? It's what.
If you're gonna hack, do it the whole
Listen,
way.
I'm not saying that I'm rich and $40 is nothing. I mean, $40 is what it's $40. I mean, that's a tank of gas.
That's
Cool.
2 gas tanks.
But that's one gas. What are you talking about?
I have a better car than you, I guess?
No, motherfucker. I don't know what kind of car do you have?
You drive
How
a
many
Chevy
gallons is your
Cruise.
tank? If you hold on a second.
Cruise.
No.
So
How-
it's $20 a tank for you
a whole ass tank.
at gas at 3 something a gallon,
E
It's
to
like 30
F.
now.
E to F. It's $20.
That's like 30 now.
dude. It's like $40 to
That's
fill
$40.
my car.
You're lying to me.
You're so full of shit.
You're lying to
How many
yourself,
gallons
too.
is your tank?
I don't know.
16,
No,
15,
it's less than that.
14.
There's no way it's less than mine. Mine's like 12.
Dude, let's put it this way: your tank would have to be half of mine, which is 16 gallons. Okay?
It's less. It's definitely less than 16 gallons. I know that.
It's less than 16, but I guarantee you it ain't half because it takes $40 for me to fill my tank, and if it takes $20 to fill your tank, you got a half.
No,
the
it's
size.
it's probably like 30, 31, 32 now.
Okay, so like maybe $8 cheaper. Even still, like
The
you're
smallest I can imagine that being is 10
you're
or
probably
12
so
gallons
so
is
essentially you probably have
yeah, that sounds
your
about
tank
right.
is probably about 12 gallons. Like,
I think it's.
did you
I
say
think it's
that?
11.
Mine, I have a Ford Escape, and mine's like 12 gallons, and that's a small gas tank.
How much does it cost to fill yours up?
Mine costs about $35 to $40 every
Right.
time.
So you mean to tell me that you have a fucking 8-gallon gas tank?
I think it's like 11.
Your gas tank is about
Something like
two or 3 gallons more than my motorcycle. Have you seen a motorcycle gas tank? I could lay it on this desk and still have room.
And I could lay with it.
It's a tiny gas tank.
Where would the gas tank go?
Anyway, so as advertised by the developer of Bloodstealer,
And on the desk.
What?
it's the
brought
nicotine
this on
withdrawals. I can see it in his eyes.
What's in my eyes?
The nicotine withdrawal. the fucking manic look on your face.
Fuck.
The fuck you mean you only spent $20 to fill up a goddamn gas tank? I spent 40.
I mean, he did bring up smoking in another topic earlier.
That's true.
I brought up smoking.
Or nicotine, whatever.
Yeah, I did bring up nicotine. So we didn't bring up smoking. We talked about dip for a while.
Yeah, we did. All right,
Here we
so
are.
as advertised,
In which case, Brock tried to fucking bribe me. He's like, I got a bag of Red Man in the back.
no, it had me actually. I honestly, in all sincerity, was thinking of myself and giving him some.
I don't fucking believe you.
It's fine, man. I can take it. So, as advertised by
what
the
she said.
developer Bloodstealer, this malware has the following features: get cookies, passwords, forms, bank information, and from the browser. Steal computer information and screenshots. Ooh.
I bet this is tied into the new. There's a new one where they can get into your Google Chrome, and like Google Chrome has that, or Google in general has that ability to where you can save all your passwords in there.
I don't do that.
I don't either. I do it with shit like doesn't matter. Like I don't give a fuck about.
Oh, and then take all your passwords to everything.
Yeah, it'll have everything. Like people will save their bank account in there because it's easy. You just put there, Google remembers
That's
it.
why I do most of that shit on my phone. I don't ever access my bank account on my computer.
Well, it's the same.
Plus, I also don't have any of these. I have a Steam account, but I don't think it's tied. It's tied to an old credit card.
No, I'm not saying Google Chrome, not like on a computer. I'm saying the account. If you have a Google account, people do that.
Oh, cool.
See, that's why you get different. You save them in different places.
So, Steel
don't
Session,
fucking say
Session of
things,
Services,
remember that.
Bethesda, Epic Games, GOG, EA Origins, Steam, Telegram, VineWorld, Steel Desktop Files, and uTorrent client. Collect logs from memory.
uTorrent. What? We download music now?
Yeah, I guess. Or movies. Prevent duplicate logging. Prevent reverse engineering. Doesn't work in CIS. Targeting gamers globally. Since its discovery, Kaspersky has documented Bloodstealer being used in attacks targeting victims in Europe, Latin America, and Asia-Pacific region. Although Kaspersky does not disclose the attack method by Bloodstealer.
How did we get here? What?
This is twice that it's just jumped to the top. Doesn't method of Bloodstealer. It is most likely related to crack software, mods, hacks, game cheats.
Crack software.
I don't know what that is. Would not be surprising if Bloodstealer hid in the shadow of crack software, which is probably like bullshit software, I'm assuming.
You're talking about like redundant systems in the codes.
I guess. Or game hack to trick gamers
Or
into
on
installing
crack.
it to their computers. In the past, hacking
That might
software
work.
and
What?
basically people are buying cheats, but the fucking malware is embedded in the code of the cheats.
Okay.
So it says in the
Fuck
past,
'em.
in the past, hacking software and game cheats were always used by hackers to infect gamers with malicious code.
They deserve it.
Yep. Tips
Bitches.
I'm guessing. I'm not an IT guy yet, but
I'm
like,
talking to you fucking cheating
Yeah.
bitches. I hope all of your accounts go dry. Fuck you.
Why don't you lean more into the camera, the other way? Fuck you, you cheating bastards. Fuck you, cheaters.
I hope your account goes dry. And we're not in Bluetooth mode right now.
No, I know we're not. My fucking light turned off. So anyway,
And your wife leaves you and you get fucking nut cancer.
tipsmake.com hopes that gamers should say no to hack, cheat, or crack game mod software.
Just say no.
Just say no to drugs, kids.
Say no.
That's
Say no to cheats.
That's a good way to stop you from doing it. Just say no.
That campaign didn't work.
You see Bobby here. Bobby had a good life. We'll see what happens when he injects the one marijuana.
One marijuanas.
This is your brain on drugs.
Not even once.
This is your brain on
It
cheats.
reminds me of the MTV commercials when it was just like the chick is deflated and like on the couch, and she's like, "What
This is
happened?"
all she does now.
And this is all she does now. And she's just like, "What happened?" She's like, "I just smoked some weed." Oh, you're a loser, and then walks away. I'm like, "Now look, weed's being used as medicine. Fuck you."
All I can think of is that's me now. I don't even have the weed. Like I'm just like I don't want to do anything.
I was gonna say you're fucking high and deflated on the couch.
I wish.
You want to really put that on record?
I fucking wish I was high and deflated.
You want to see how far your military career is?
9 years.
might help with the
and
depression.
counting. And 9 years and counting. I'll be high on my couch.
Let me tell you something.
You know, we're gonna go back to work next week, and there's immediately gonna be a fucking UA test.
I fail my UA
to
test
be fair,
on a
this
daily.
episode won't post until Wednesday.
What's up?
This won't post till Wednesday.
Either way, well, I automatically fail all my UAs
That doesn't mean
Why?
that
because I'm on Adderall, but it's in my medical record.
If it's not in your record, that's technically that's passing unless it's not in your record. I mean, cocaine's not in your record, so that's obviously a
unless you
fail.
get some kind of
Well, no,
rhinoplasty.
Do you ever
well-
get asked why you have Adderall in your system?
No, so when they like ask you if you're on any medicine or anything, medications. Honestly, even if you don't write anything down there, they still go into your medical record if you do pop on a test
Yeah.
for things that are actually allowed or possibilities of things that are allowed to see what would trigger it or what could trigger it, and then if you're not, then that's when you get called in.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
same.
Yeah. So like I pop for amphetamines every single time, technically.
I pop hot for meth every time.
So wait, a minute, so you
it's not the same.
No. So you legitimately could just smoke some meth. They're amphetamines.
No, it's different.
Different. It would be a different chemical. Like that's why people with the old formula Jack 3D were pissing hot for meth for the longest time. All right, so let's get into
Your question?
Yep, my little scenario that I have for y'all.
Oh, God.
Starlight, yes.
Okay.
I wish you would come.
So
Wait, what?
Starlight.
Scarlett Johansson,
Okay.
Oh fuck.
Starlight, I'm
Doesn't even use the real name Starlight.
I can't remember her
Yeah, it
name.
doesn't matter. I'm calling her Starlight.
Miranda something. I forgot.
I'm calling her Starlight.
Understood.
So, okay, here's the scenario. You walk into a bar. You
Yes.
guys walk into a bar. And you just so happen to look at the bar. There's Scarlett Johansson. There's Starlight. And you guys catch eyes, right? And then she it was just kind of gives you that weird smile, goes back to the bar. And then you go up to the bar to get a drink, and then she comes up to you and she starts talking to you.
What kind of bar is this?
It's just a normal fucking bar, dude. Don't dive into this too deep, please.
I gotta know all the details.
Hold on. What kind of bar is this?
Whatever bar you prefer, okay?
Oh, so we're at the gay bar.
Yes. So
Better chance.
So you all at the bar, okay? And it's a dancing kind of bar. So you're there, she's like, you guys start talking. She's like, hey, let me get you a drink. So you guys start having some drinks, talking. The chemistry's there. Everything's going great. You guys are having a good conversation. She's like, let's go dance. So you guys go dance with your ladies.
I can't dance.
Who gives a shit? So you guys are out there. You guys lose track of time with each other. That's because the time is like you're so infatuated with each other. The bar is closing. She's like, "Hey, I have a hotel room next door. Let's go."
Does she paid for it? Fucking
It's
bet.
her hotel.
All right, cool.
So she's like, I kind of want to keep this going. Let's go to my room.
Been there, done that.
Bet. Let's go. Right? Would you say no?
No, I've literally done this exact situation, just not with a famous person.
Just with the stripper in North Carolina.
Okay. I'm
just in
saying
Texas.
Scarlett Johansson says, "Let's take this to my room." Would you say no?
Just fucking with you, bud. No, I wouldn't. I probably wouldn't say no.
All right. You probably wouldn't say no.
No.
All right.
Why? What reason did I have?
None.
Okay, he's getting there. There's a catch.
Okay.
So,
Oh, God.
you guys go to the room. You guys are making out. It's getting hot and heavy. Clothes are coming off.
Which disease does she have?
I'm not. Would you shut the fuck up, Doc?
So I'm sorry. Who's having the withdrawals here?
I felt like this. I felt like that's where this was going.
No.
She
No.
has a yeast infection.
Are you sure you don't need that bag of red, man?
So, it's getting hot and heavy. It's just no. He's overanalyzing this fucking scenario.
That's
It's
what I do.
taking the fun part away.
This is literally my job. To do this.
For once in your life, stop overanalyzing this. Just go in it like numb-brained. Okay.
I can't do that.
Do your best. And if you can't,
Okay. First off,
if you
I
can't keep-
damn well know you can do that. Don't.
Oh,
start with me.
this is your subordinate saying that you can.
Okay.
So I believe that you
First
can.
off, he told you a story about how he took a stripper to the Marine Corps ball. He can go in numb brain. Shut the fuck up.
So you the clothes are coming off. It's
An area.
getting hot and heavy.
You know,
between-
I actually commend you for that.
So the clothes are coming off. It's getting hot and heavy. It's like getting fucking steamy. She stops you and she's like, "I like where this is going," but
Wow, she's-
I gotta say, there's a fantasy of mine that no one has ever been willing to do.
Nothing's going on my butt.
So I will pay you whatever money you want. And it can be whatever you want. Don't care how bullshit the number is. I will pay you whatever you want to take a shit on my chest. Do you do it, and for how much?
Okay. First off, yes.
Yeah.
And at least probably 25 million. The only reason why I say that is
That's
it's
specific.
not because it would take 25 million for me to take a shit on someone's chest.
And you only have to do it once.
No, and that's
I'm
great.
also I'm putting that out there. She says you only have to do this one time, and no one will ever have to know about it.
And that's
I will
fine.
pay you whatever you want to take a shit on my chest. Do you do it, and for how much money?
Probably the minimum would probably be a couple $100,000 at the very least.
And I'm getting free money. I'll give it. She give me $100 bill. I'll take a fucking shit on your chest.
Exactly, but the only reason why I'm saying a couple $100,000 is only because
Now think about
if
this.
it's Scarlett Johansson, one, she can afford to just give
Oh
me
yeah,
more money.
she just settled
Exactly.
with Disney. She settled a $40 million lawsuit with Disney.
Yeah.
They settled, gave her $40 million.
Yeah.
Wow.
But to quote,
That means they were
not
gonna
only so,
lose.
mind you, she also got the money that the movie just made anyway. But
But that means-
she got extra because they put it on Disney Plus.
But
which-
they were gonna lose that case. That's why they settled.
Pretty much.
yeah, well,
So-
because I'm not gonna lie,
Anyways, back to the shitting on her.
they blatantly breached her contract. But no, 100%. One, she can afford to pay me money. If I'm sorry, but like I've already made out with Scarlett Johansson. If the line was drawn that I don't get to take that shit on her chest because she didn't want to pay me $100,000, my night's still not lost. You know what I mean?
So what's the money? What's the dollar? Watch out for the tripod. by
I
the
got
way.
you. I noticed as soon as it like.
So
touched
what is
me.
your dollar amount? So yours is yes. What's the dollar amount?
My dollar amount probably $1,000.
1,000.
Yeah.
Okay. What
Again,
is
only because I know
final
she
answer?
could afford more.
Final
Yeah.
answer?
For minimum, yes.
Okay. What is your answer?
I'm a cheap hoe.
Okay, how much?
I don't know. What she
A
got?
nickel.
Whatever you want.
How much?
Whatever. It doesn't matter what she's actually worth. How much? Whatever you want, she'll pay it to you. How much? And if it is the answer yes or no, and for how much?
All of what she's worth.
You really want me to go look that up? I don't know how much this chick's fucking worth. Put a number on it.
I want to know what's she worth.
And
Who cares?
No, we're not analyzing.
We're not
that.
analyzing.
Fuck you.
Listen, Doc. We're not analyzing this. How much? Put a number on it.
We'll say she's. You know what? We'll say she's a smaller person.
Fucking estimate.
We'll say she's worth 10 million.
So
right?
10 million.
I'd do
You'll
it for
you'll
less,
take a shit
but-
on her for 10 million.
I do it for less too, but
I need a dollar amount.
What
right
is
now.
the minimum
What is the
amount?
minimum amount you are willing to do this for?
$100.
$100. Got you. So your answer is yes for 100. Your answer is yes for 1,000.
Yes.
All
Are we
right.
on Price is Right now?
No, there's more to this.
Come on down.
So, all right, you do it. The deed is done. You shit on her.
Yeah.
She
What kind
cl-
of shit am I
she
doing?
clean-
I might have diarrhea that
Shut
day.
the
Who gives
fuck
a
up, dude.
So she cleans it all off and everything.
Oh, we're good.
And then she kind of looks at you, she's like, that was great. However, I desire more. I will double your money. And we can also go out and see where this goes if you let me shit on your chest. Do you
Okay.
do it?
I can take the same shower.
How-
For $200.
So
And longer.
my
This bitch is
answer, my
rich.
answer to that clearly 100%. I in my enlistment, I've had shit put on me for much less money.
No, I mean, like,
$2,000.
I'm talking about
Yes.
she's laying you down on the floor, squatting over you, and dropping a load right on your chest.
Okay, listen. I have no shit.
I have
had a
lower
Marine-
standards. No,
I've
there
no-
will be shit. That's the thing.
No, just get the fuck out of
So
here.
you both say yes.
Yes.
Okay. That's it. You will be astonished at how many people fucking freak out at the last part and like, no. And then it's a trick question because most people, they think of their crush like, oh yeah, I'll do it for free. All right, cool. Double your money. For twice the money, she gets to shit on your chest. Oh no, fuck that. I'm like, see, you should have fucking, I said put a dollar amount on it, and I even would often say, think about this. For how much money would you shit on her? She's willing to pay you to do this. How much would you be willing to take to shit on her chest? I'd do it for free. Fucking, she's so hot. I don't give a fuck. I never got to fucking deal with her again. Okay, cool. So now she wants to double your money to shit on your chest, which is zero. So zero
I think the
times
funny
two
part is a lot of people also get really insecure about it. Just be like, hey, listen, man, I'm gonna have to say no. Like that'd be fine. No one would think fucking ill of you for that.
I don't know if you've ever seen Dave Chappelle, but Dave Chappelle talks about like that 15-year-old chick that got pissed on by R. Kelly. And he put it into the equation like, if, like let's say it wasn't a 15-year-old. If you're fucking someone or getting pissed on by someone like R. Kelly, be like, well, this piss washing right off. Take a fucking shower.
I mean, essentially, yeah, it's just, it's just nasty. It's
It's
weird.
an unpleasant moment for a very short amount of time
Yeah, but a lot of people say no.
because they're
The
insecure.
second one. They're insecure.
Yeah.
I'm just like, you wouldn't let the hottest chick that you...
I think I'd be a little upset if the guy drinking Jack Daniel's watermelon wasn't secure. We would have a problem.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
I mean, if you're secure, you should totally take a sip of that.
No, I don't like the taste of it. That's why I don't want it.
You don't know that. Yeah, you've never had Old Forester.
I don't like the
damn well
taste
know
of it.
you've
I
not
didn't
had
even
Old
like the
Forester.
smell of it when you poured it.
Okay. Do you like the smell of rotten fish?
And he wonders why he can't grow a beard.
I know.
No, that's because of genetics.
Genetics, okay. I never used to be able to grow a beard either. And you know what happened?
He started drinking Old
You got out of the
I started drinking whiskey.
You got out of the military.
No, I could grow one even when I was in.
I look homeless when I try to grow a
It
beard.
literally, I don't know what it is, but a lot of guys that joined the army and shit that couldn't grow a beard before for some reason. There's one that I could think of that he didn't even have to shave.
That's
Like,
bullshit.
He didn't
I'm
have
so mad.
every day. He could
I
go
save so much money in razors, man.
like
Fuck
he
you.
doesn't have to shave because he doesn't have anything to shave. He said the only time I ever shaved was in basic training because they make you. But like even if you don't have anything, they make you shave every day.
Right. No, same.
So like, he's like, I don't shave because I don't need to shave. There's no reason that he literally he didn't even have a fucking pedo mustache going on. Like
Damn.
Did-
really?
did they do
not
the
even
ID
like
card check?
Not even like the
Nothing.
barcode shit.
Nothing.
Wow.
He had nothing.
Barcode? Like
I'm
people
talking-
have a really sparse like mustache. We call it like a barcode mustache.
It's like it's not even filled in. It's just lines of hair.
Mine looks really stringy.
you
I
probably
have-
have a barcode, my friend.
I have a nice mustache.
It looks terrible.
Well, I mean, you have it on your face right now. It's just also connected to other shit.
I might have a picture.
I know, but disconnected.
Oh no, I believe in you. That's why I invited you to have the stash with me, like, because I believe in you. You can do great things.
Are you offering a mustache ride?
Yes. Oh, that's a barcode. I could scan you out of a fucking Walmart, dude.
Let me see.
Fuck.
That's what you could do. That's it.
That was damn near the end of November. I did not trim it. I did nothing to it.
Dude,
I don't grow facial hair that fast.
look at this dude. He can't grow shit.
I shaved my beard in April, and by I think
I remember
June-
this. You
I think
looked very professional.
I think by June it was like all back to normal almost.
I do want to see America's Chin again.
Like I said, America's chin's got a little brother.
I didn't ask about the little brother. I asked about the chin.
The chin ain't really much there now because the rest of it's like.
It's like,
The
what?
chin has a brother.
Can I get like an instant replay of
He
that?
said the chin has a brother.
The chin's not there. It's more like.
The chin brought a friend.
Fantastic.
That's
fantastic.
the truth. I gotta cut more weight. I mean, Alicia's been pushing me lately. I've been slacking in the gym.
We say, well, that's called
I've been going
comfort.
maybe like a couple days a week. No, it's honestly it's not comfort. It's laziness.
Same.
I would
thing,
rather be
different
doing
term.
this or sleeping. I stay up way too late playing.
Do you want us to like bug you? Like I could bug you about it.
You can, but I'm not gonna bug.
No, she bugs me enough.
Are you sure? Because
She's
like,
telling
The
you
other,
you're getting
the other
fat.
thing, the other thing
And
is
she's
that
like, you're getting fat, man.
I've been telling her to do that, and she
Damn.
just won't.
I know. They
She
never
just
fucking
she doesn't
do.
have the heart to do that.
I know. I know the feeling.
And then she talks bad about herself.
Yeah.
She thinks she's getting fat,
Yeah. I
and
know.
I'm like,
Yeah.
are you high? Are you out of your mind?
I want my girlfriend to be like, babe, you're getting a little chubby. No, she's like, I love you, just like
Absolutely,
just
like,
like all of this, and I'm like,
I-
stop it.
I even told that to mine.
degrade me.
Like, I even told that to Keisha. I was like, I feel like I'm getting worse. I'm gonna go to the gym again today.
She's like, no, you're
like,
fine.
She's like, no, I think you look
You're
good. I'm like, are
You're
you
sexy.
I was like, are you on fucking drugs? And she's like, what?
Yes.
Are you on fucking drugs right now? I look like shit.
I look like a busted condom right now. Come on.
Wait, is this how we feel when they talk to us?
About their way they look?
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, the only time it's not is when
Fucking
is when a woman's like
mind-blown.
saying, "Oh no, honey, it's perfect size for me. The big ones hurt."
Damn.
I saw a video that actually broke that down, and it was hilarious.
Oh, my ex did that. She's like, "No, it's perfect." And I'm like, "Fuck you, for starters."
She can say it's perfect. It's when they add the second part that
It's
when it
perfect
hurts.
for me.
No, that's still fine.
No. That for the
What's the second part then?
yeah. What's the second part?
Oh, the big ones hurt.
Yeah, if that's not added,
No, it usually,
Then I'm like,
it usually is in tow with the big ones aren't really that great. They hurt,
and that's when you're like,
and that's
what fucking big ones have you had?
It's just like when a woman says it's perfect, like it's just like ah,
No,
no, it's not.
she can leave it at it's perfect. I'd be like, yeah, you damn right it is.
It's like I don't fucking believe you like at all.
No, I'll believe her.
No.
I don't need to analyze her. Why?
You know, you live your life the way you want to live your life.
I
but
do. I live my life happily. That's where I'm getting at.
I can see. Sure. All right. But no, like I just 100% I don't believe that shit.
Listen,
Don't get me wrong.
I know where I stand now, so I'm good. I know that
with a fucking
I'm
crazy
okay
cunt.
with where I'm at in the the upper middle of the pack.
body
dude.
wise, no, man.
Oh no, like I have higher expectations for myself. That's why I go to the gym so much. But like,
I need. You know what it was? That lit the fire under my ass.
what?
Fucking hatred,
Being single?
hatred, and like sadness and revenge.
That usually happens.
Like I would,
yeah.
and in my mind, I just went into a whole other place where actually I was running like a 5-minute mile pace for like almost 2 miles, and I thought I was gonna die because I hadn't run in so long.
Yeah.
And I had it in my mind. I could hear myself saying to myself, I don't care if I fucking die right now. I'm running until I die. And like
Get married, they say.
And I worked out when I was hitting the weights, and I was just like, I actually did it smart this time. I didn't like just throw a bunch of weight on there and try like how I used to. No, I actually like built up.
I think that's why my recent journey for fitness has been so successful thus far, with at least the muscle development I've had, is because I didn't immediately try to put on a ton of weight. I was just like, I'm gonna hate every bit of this, but we're gonna start from ground one, do super light weights that are just easier, and then just start building back up like slowly, so that way, you know, by the time you're hitting those heavy weights that you wanted to hit, you have that base and everything put together. They also don't tell you either. Like I tried to like get back into shape like a couple of times.
Or like how you put
at my last command. Well, it's because at that time I didn't get it in shape, but
For me, it was
I was getting re-injured because like I was trying to go right back to where I was,
and you can't do that.
And you can't do that.
So
depressing,
like
isn't it?
It is sad.
I know that I know how to get back up there. I know what I need to do. Obviously, take it easy and work my way back into it.
But you just like you want the body you had back.
Not even that. The mindset is gone.
Well,
the
yeah,
mindset that
too.
I had when I was getting there, because like before I met her, I was fucking on track. Like my progress was probably. I hadn't seen my progress be that fast since I was on steroids.
Comfort
And I wasn't on steroids
When were you on steroids?
when I was overseas.
in the army.
Dude, I was like max benching and like I was like.
Have you ever seen a picture of him?
No, but what was your max bench?
My max bench was 375.
If you see a picture of him, you're like,
My warm up,
this man's on roids.
Hold on. You were on roids and your max bench was 375.
I stopped the cycle.
You're looking too far into this.
You got
Show
to think.
him, show him a picture.
So first off, you're not going to tell me that I was looking too far into this. You were trying to ask what type of shit you were going to take on fucking whatever her face was.
It's a different scenario.
Yeah, I ain't give a fuck.
Because the same can be said, what type of shit is she taking on me?
Anyway, what I'm asking was, I would expect that if you were on steroids, man, you don't even look like that. Like that doesn't even look like you.
Right. Well, he doesn't have a beard for one.
Shush.
I think he looks better without the beard. I'm just saying.
I think you look great in that photo. I'm just saying that for being on steroids, I would have. That does not look. I don't even know who that person is.
It's the beard. I'm telling
First
you.
off, you're missing the hat. I've only ever seen you wearing the hat.
That's true. You are always wearing a hat.
It still doesn't look.
It's like, you know what? Fuck this hat. I don't need
You know
this
why I
hat.
wear a hat? People think that I wear a hat to hide baldness. And I'm like, no, I just don't feel like combing my hair.
I understand that.
I'm just like, I don't want to comb my hair, so I just wear a hat.
But anyway, no.
And then
One,
I
that
make
doesn't
you
even
change
look
it.
like you. Two, I mean, you look great in that photo, but also, I would have expected that 375 would not have been your max.
He's calling you a bitch. Is essentially what
I was on my way to over 4. The only thing that stopped me was a back
the
injury.
lack
And
of
I
steroids.
understand, like, I'm a larger man than you are, and I totally understand that. But my max, like, I was never on steroids.
Can we not do this dick measuring contest? Right
Was
now?
way above that. No, it's just not about measuring dicks. It's just about, you know.
So-
like, I thought that someone saying that they were on steroids would have been a higher on
That's
of that.
me. The cycle I was on was maybe 6 to 10 months.
Mm-hmm.
And that was on and off. Actually, no, it was about a year. It was about a year of cycling. And I only started taking it, and I wasn't taking a lot of it. I was only
Right.
dosing it. Like, I would do, like, 1 shot a week. And then, like, it was, like, 10 cc's a week. And what I would do is like, I was working my way up. And from where I started,
It's the fittest I've ever been. It's the difference between blue side me and operational me.
yeah, I mean, it happens. So, like, I know that I had the strength to go farther.
Right.
But the way I was going about doing my max was incorrect.
Okay.
So I was able to do like 5 to 6 reps at 315.
Right.
And
And so that would be kind of actually that even sounds odd, being like, oh, I can rep for 5 or 6 reps, 315, but I could only bench 375. Like
that's because
that sounds weird.
I would hit fucking hypertrophy.
It's not about the number.
I would hit hypertrophy like
yeah, actually,
around.
if you want to argue,
Am I saying
it's
that? Is it
all about the number.
hypertrophy? Is it hypertrophy?
Atrophy.
Is no, not
no,
atrophy.
not atrophy.
Hypertrophy.
Hypertrophy.
Okay.
Hypertrophy
So it is-
is the
pronunciation.
overdevelopment of the muscle in accordance to the amount of stress that you're putting on it.
So
technically, you trigger hypertrophy whenever you are actually working out, because then the muscle is now repairing back.
So I would hit
and
hypertrophy.
granted, there's different stages of that, but still, like
What I was doing is I hit hypertrophy before I would touch my max.
So I think you're still using that a little wrong in terms of like.
No, here's how I would do it. And here's why I wasn't hitting my max. Okay, my warm up was 225.
Okay, not bad. Right,
So
that's fine.
and even like before I met her, my warm up was 225, and I'm talking like
you good, dude?
what is a warm up for me? 12 to 15 to 20 reps, usually 20.
12. I'm not gonna lie, 12 isn't bad for a warm up of like your warm up weight. But yeah, you're fucking up there, bud. Doing 20 reps of something before you do a max. Like,
But I did everything
What?
at 20 reps. I'm talking everything was at 20 reps. My goal was to hit 20 reps on every set.
I mean, that's great for working out, but for like if you're trying to measure a max, fuck no, dude.
That's what I was doing wrong. Like I was just trying to do as many as I could.
The program that I was on before, we would do like probably about 20 reps of your body weight. You know, kind of like do a little bit of cardio, and I mean a little bit of cardio, like two minutes of like running. You know, cool back down, do dynamic stretching. So like, do you know what dynamic stretching is?
Yes.
Okay. I only asked because people just think stretching like, 1, 2, 3, you know.
No.
But and then we would actually start to go into our actual sets to find out your max. So then what that was 5. And that one was a little bit more loose, but then you would go up in weight 3, and then depending, sorry, I thought I had a burp. On your personal preference, you could either do 2 or you could just go for your max, right? And you only try for your max twice. So let's say I go for my max, and let's say at this point in time, because I haven't been lifting for mass or for weight, it's 315, right? Let's say I go for 315, I get it pretty easily. Cool. Let's go up for another one, right? Let's say we'll go for 330 this time because that felt really easy, right? Or let's say I tried for 315 and I didn't get it. You can try one more time. That's it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's how we would do it.
And I wasn't doing it right. We were just throwing weight on and like, let's do more. All right, let's do more. All right, let's do more.
Right.
Which is not the way you're supposed to do it. And that's why I wasn't going farther.
I gotcha. Seems like because you had a lot of muscle development there, and so when you were like 375, I was like, "Is that really fucking really, dude?" Like,
Yeah,
that's
it
all. That's
wasn't.
all you got.
It's all I got.
That was not for a dick measuring contest. That wasn't like, "Hey, everybody, look, my dick is like 3 inches longer than
I
his."
know
It's
that
just
if
like,
I would
hey.
have
got
trained,
3 inches.
I know if I would have done it correctly, I would have known that if I would have done it correctly, I could have gone over 4 easily.
Right.
But
Sometimes I get over 4.
But like just doing 405, like I tried 405 and I couldn't even, I couldn't even do 1 rep of 405. I was working my way there. Then I am going to physical therapy a lot because my back was giving me a lot of issues. And I mostly got on steroids in the first place because of my back.
Did you change your socks?
Yeah, I did.
Did you drink
guess what?
water?
It didn't work.
I don't believe
Did you drink water?
I did not.
See, you fucked up.
So-
That's how we know. Like,
Anyway,
Your back didn't have the right
So, like,
fluid.
my when I was my buddy got me on it because of my back because the physical therapy wasn't working, and the doctor was like, "It's all in your head. It's all in your head." I'm like, "Fuck you." So
right, like this is clearly.
come to find out, I have spinal arthritis, and that's why I have back problems.
It's all in your head.
And it was onset by jumping.
Have you just tried not having back pain?
Right,
Yeah.
that's essentially what this fucking retard said.
No, I know there are definitely people out there
They're
who do that.
so bad, and so I was like, "Fuck this! I'm tired of living like this." I couldn't even
Right.
get out of a chair. My back, my hips, all of it hurts so bad. I just couldn't. I couldn't move.
Right.
Sounds like it's not service connected.
Yeah, well, according to the VA, it is.
That's
Which is actually the
That's
fucking
a
miracle. Like,
that's a rarity.
It's a.
Who did you blow?
I think I'm an anomaly because I out the gate got 70%, and both of my knees are service connected at 0%, which means my knee. So the way that they explained it to me, the guy that examined me said that your knee injuries are service connected, but they're treatable. through physical therapy. So having that 0%, but yes, under service connected is good because as I get older, those will go up. They can go up.
You know, the way the VA works, their percentages is really weird.
It is weird because you want to know another funny thing? My hearing loss is not service connected, but my tinnitus is, and I got 10% for it.
It's automatic. I get automatic.
Well, why is tinnitus service connected, but hearing loss isn't? Don't they go hand in hand?
Actually,
No, they're not the same.
How not?
you actually. So technically, if you really want to take that up in a court of law, yes, they are.
No.
Yes, they are.
I thought about
lame.
doing the
What's
appeal
up?
process with JAG.
No. The reason why I say that is because for people who don't know how tinnitus works when you start losing sensitivity, which is technically hearing loss, in the nerve endings that are in that fluid in your cochlea. And so when those start No, fuck you. So when those start to go dead and they start to become less sensitive because of the abuse you put them through from actual technically what you would scientifically classify as hearing loss, then they just transmit what I can only describe as TV static to your brain, and that's what the
Wear your
brain
fucking
is.
ear pro.
I mean, you can say where
I did, bitch. I did. And you know what? Didn't work. Did it?
I didn't.
Were you one of those people who got that 3M like fucking?
Yeah, we did.
All right.
We did. I got the 3M, but I ended up changing them over because like
I was
stopped-
talking about that settlement that was going around.
I know, but those
I don't even think
such
it's real.
bullshit.
I don't
But
think it's real.
no, it's real.
Is it
It's
real?
The 3M. It was basically like the 3M.
But
was-
I mean, the ones that you keep seeing and talking about, you're like,
they were defective and they knew it, and they still put them out there because the government goes to the lowest bidder, and we all know this. So
Yep.
and then dudes were wearing it, thinking
companies
that.
still will say, it's government grade
So
equipment.
I started wearing Peltors because you can hear everything, and because I was on the radio all the time as an observer, you have to be on the radio, so I can have comms through my ear pro, and I can also hear outside sounds. And anytime there was a loud increase in sound, you couldn't hear it. Like I could snap next to the fucking speaker, and it would drown out the snap. I would just hear thump.
Okay.
I would hear thump thump thump. I wouldn't
Right.
hear the snap. So
Cool.
when people started shooting, you didn't hear it that much. Peltors though are battery operated, and when you run out of fucking double A's, which with Peltors happens a lot, especially when you're on the radio all the time. I didn't have any other ear pro.
Right.
And my only other option was the fucking plugs.
Right. The 3M.
Not the 3M.
Oh.
I ended up
Double-sided ones.
I ended up just getting like a pack of the fucking like styrofoam roll up ones.
You guys didn't have the double-sided ones?
No.
I thought those.
We did, but I didn't.
Well, it's the same company, yeah, but they actually did have an improved one.
Okay.
So I just didn't like using them. The only ones that actually worked the best for me were the roll up the styrofoam ones, the little foamy ones. So, but you don't want to keep those in because you can't fucking hear anything after that. Because I'm like, I need to be on the radio unless I have my microphone right here and I can't
Like,
hear shit.
Up against it, yeah. You're not
So I
gonna
just
hear
roll
anything.
without it. And like, with tow missiles, 50 cals, Mark 19s, all that shit. I don't know. What is you think your best gun to fire was the Mark 19?
It was so much fun.
I thought those were stupid.
They were so much fun.
They were cool, but like, honestly,
Like
everything.
50 cal. It's whatever.
I mean, yeah, it's an automatic grenade launcher, but I mean, it's whatever. But
It's so much
the tow missile is a lot better, honestly.
I mean,
It's loud though. You're just like, oh fuck.
I got to do mortars, which was boring. And the tow missile is the one that's basically
It's the wire guided. It's on the top of the truck. It's got the gun with the little fucking.
No, it's not what I'm thinking of.
It's a rocket. It's a guided rocket that
That's
you
the
fire
one where
from.
you basically have the bucket. No,
it's
what
not
am I
on your
thinking of?
shoulder. It's on. It's either on a tripod or vehicle mounted.
What am I thinking of then? I can't remember what it is.
The AT4
I don't. We did it in fucking Cax.
the RPG.
It's
7.
probably. Yeah.
Did it look like some Russian bullshit?
It looked.
Was it
like
like-
what you see in a video game, essentially?
So the RPG
Is it okay? That was okay.
had the rocket on the end.
Yeah.
RPG.
Okay.
RPGs.
It was okay, but
AT4s are the ones that are just like the fucking single fire one. And it's just like it's the same. It's just
But
different.
Mark 19 was so much fun. And it was always glorious because whenever we went to the range, they're like, Doc, you want to shoot? My question was, do I have to clean it?
My CO wanted to put me in as a 50 cal gunner. I'm like, I can't. I'm the forward observer because I was the best one on the 50 cal. And he's like, why? And he was bitching at his guys like, why is the fucking FO better on the 50 cal than my infantry guys? I'm like, I don't know.
It's 'cause they're usually
I even set the range on fire. That was a fun day.
You know who has the best range scores on Camp Lejeune?
Who? Is it you?
No, fuck no.
Fuck no.
I thought you were gonna say.
He was
is
like,
it Corman?
Not me.
No.
Who is it?
Yeah, what I mean, who do you think it is? You don't have to know the unit, but like bases. One guess. I'll give you a guess too.
Who's on Camp Lejeune? Besides Marines.
Everybody. Well, yeah, I mean, like,
Is it basic trainees?
it's the band.
The band?
Yeah.
The Army band was in my leadership school. And one of our courses was
I
land.
would not have ever thought that.
I never would have thought that either. Most of the time with us, like
They can shoot.
Like
But
in
that's
the, in the
also,
Army, the band
like, all
sucks.
fucking day.
The band sucks at everything. They're all retards. Like they don't know how to do anything.
No, the band.
Like,
Like these guys are nerds.
It
but they're
came.
usually
It
really
came
good.
to the land nav portion of our leadership course.
Yeah.
It was like everybody before we could pick up sergeant, we have to go through this thing called basic leadership course.
Right.
It's
right.
the same, but it's called sergeant course.
So, the Army band was also in this course.
Yeah.
And we had land nav. Well, one of the things in the packing list is called map markers. So if you for those that don't know what a map marker is, they are markers that are literally designed
For a map.
for a laminated map, and they're erasable. These people brought.
I mean, that actually just sounds like a dry erase marker, but all right.
It basically is it's a very small, thin, dry erase
I'm
marker.
I'm
but you
only
can't
mad,
you can't just wipe it away. You have to use like an eraser marker.
But it sounds
Right.
exactly
and,
how
and,
it
that, and
fucking
that's
is.
and that's fine. And I'm tracking what you're saying.
Yeah.
But it just sounds like we got the specially designed marker to work on a laminated map. I was like, it just sounds like this
So-
motherfucker just bummed a fucking
Yeah.
expo marker off of
Yeah.
someone.
Well, it gets better than that.
Okay, okay.
These fucking weirdos brought Crayola markers. So
Did
while
they eat them?
they weren't Marines,
Markers, not crayons.
so
Sniff them? I don't know. What the fuck?
I think markers for Marines are like popsicles, and crayons. Are
That
like
would be
food.
fucking amazing.
They're more like inhalants.
They're the ones that like those popsicles. You just suck the flavor till it's clear.
so they just like break open the
It's
top
like the
and just
frozen
take the,
popsicle,
Take
you
the
just-
fucking ink cartridge.
and you just like
fucking-
suck it till it's no color left, and it's like, yeah. So like markers are popsicles for Marines, and crayons are
I was-
actually food.
I saw them as like
That's
the
fantastic.
inhalants or whatever it is.
No,
That is fantastic.
so these weirdos,
Smells like
like they
snozberries.
reach in their ruck and they pull out these fucking Crayola boxes, and I'm sitting there with my actual little map markers that are made for these maps.
There's no fucking way.
And I look at him, I'm like looking around me. I'm like, is anybody else seeing this right now?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, and I look over the guy next to me because I know he's an infantry guy. I'm like, you seeing this? They're using Crayola markers, which, by the way, don't ever use them because they don't come off. They stain the fuck out of your map. If you do manage to get them off, what you got to use like hand sanitizer to get them off. Hand sanitizer cleans your maps, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't.
Same
like,
for dry erase boards.
it's essentially like you were smearing the color all over the place with these. So
I like
it was fucking stupid. Anyway,
That's exciting. Oh, I still got the host story.
oh yeah, hurry up with your host story.
It's nothing exciting. I fucked a chick that looked like Emma Stone. She was a nice little freak.
Was she
specifically-
also a strawberry blonde?
She was in the Navy actually.
Was she a redhead?
I'm telling you, she looked exactly like.
Is it
Emma
true what they
Stone.
say about redheads? Redhead women have deeper vaginas.
I don't have a big enough
I
dick to
have
know that.
no clue, buddy.
What is it with redhead women?
Remember,
and being crazy?
I have the perfect size dick, not a big dick, so I wouldn't
So-
know.
So what is it with redhead women and being crazy?
So
That's a real thing.
actually,
I know. I don't understand it.
I believe it's a real thing. And speaking as someone who has fucking red hair, redheaded women, for at least other guys who have red hair, redheaded women either absolutely avoid redheaded men, like they want nothing to do with us, or they try to fucking breed us.
Well, that's
Like,
because
it's insanely,
It's almost cult-like?
It's crazy because they're either like
It's because of
hey,
the same reason.
you have red hair.
We must keep the genetics pure.
It's
because
one
of-
of the
yeah.
two. It's either I will date anyone other than someone who has red hair, or they're like, hey, you also have red hair. Can I breed you?
it's
And
because
it's weird.
It's guaranteed to have a redheaded child.
No, I know it. I know what it is. All right, but it's just weird.
Like I love fucking redheads. They're great in bed. But they also usually
I've
have
never
I can
multiple.
attest to that.
They
I've
also
never-
usually
I've
have
never been with
multiple
a redhead.
personalities.
I've never been with a redhead, so I can never vouch for that.
My multiple personality chick was a redhead.
Perfect.
Great.
Did you see that episode?
No, I didn't. But I'm just kind of mad that the only representation apart from myself is just, hey, chick with multiple personalities. Excellent.
What episode is that?
Redheads.
The first one we recorded, so episode 63. 62.
Is it?
Yeah.
No, I don't think it is.
Whatever, go back and look. I don't give a fuck.
I think it's like the second one we did.
Because this is 66.
But it's what'd you label it?
What?
You are not the father.
Yeah, you are not the
Oh,
father.
that one. Okay, excellent. Cool.
It's near the end.
Yeah,
Why,
okay.
Well, yeah, like all the stories are.
Because I've watched most of that episode.
Yep. You get to this one. It's a long one. I went from start to finish.
Start to finish. Excellent.
Well, anyway, guys, let's wrap this
She
bitch
knew the
up.
whole time.
It's 9:30. Oh, yeah, she knew. The whole time?
The whole time. The clip gets me every time.
So, I got to get up early because we're going hiking. So,
Fuck getting up early.
well, guys, thanks for hanging out. Nelson, as always.
All the time.
Brandon, as always.
Don't do that.
For now, anyway.
For now.
That's awkward.
Until January.
I'll be taking over.
Wow. Figure out Discord.
Replaced as hell.
Hey, don't worry. I'll have a PC by then.
I would hope so.
And a mustache.
And a mustache. And I'll be in better shape, so I will shamelessly be able to rock the chin.
I'm going back to
I can help you
Spotify.
out with that, buddy. I'm like,
You willing to come up here every day?
fuck. Sure.
And see, I work at 2
We'll see how long
p.m.
this lasts.
You work at when?
I work at 2 p.m. until 10 p.m.
That doesn't tell me when are you willing to work out.
At 11 a.m.
11 8. What?
That's up to him.
The duty day.
That's
The
up
middle
to
of the
him.
duty day. Plus, also my hours.
Denied.
Starting this coming week, my hours are changing, so I work Saturdays now.
So you have
Fuck,
Fridays
dude.
off again?
I'll have Fridays off, but
Nice,
I have to
nice.
be to work at 5 a.m. on Saturday,
Fuck.
Sucks for you.
which means I got to be up at 3:30 every morning on Saturday.
So
Jesus.
that still means I get to drink during the podcast.
Your best bet, honestly, is to just do this shit on Saturday night. I mean, we could do it on Friday, but it would have to be early on Friday.
I'm also down for whatever
Early
your
on
schedule is,
Friday.
man. Just let me know.
Well, I mean, that's usually we used to do it like almost right after I got off of work.
Yeah, we used to do it at like 7 p.m. But-
For bullshit, it was fucking before that.
Well, I mean, we kind of started today. At
I would
6.
get here before 6 usually.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're going to wrap this up. Thanks for hanging out. If you like what you saw, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you made it this far.
Like the video.
Like the video.
Comment, subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe, share.
All that shit.
Follow all the social media links in the description.
Fucking do it.
Do it. Be part of the Discord. Become one of the Blacklist. Follow the Twitch. All of it.
Go to the website.
Or else.
Yes, there is a website.
There is now a website.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have an email too.
I want to give a fucking huge shout out to Butchmaster for that one. I bought him a jersey. I still got to pay you back for mine.
That's true.
Anyway, love you guys. Have a good rest of your week. Good night.
You ain't gonna jump